What's good, everybody? What's good, YouTube? What is going on? Welcome to another edition of Friday Night Sports Talk. It's been a minute. But we're back at least for one day, right? Because next week I don't know what's gonna happen next week, but we're here, and I got my co-host with me today, not the one that always runs late, but I got my man D Free in the building. TWT's D Free up in the building. What's good, D Free? What's going on, bro?
Man, what's good? What's good? We back at it.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We're back. I was last week. I was it was my anniversary, so I took a little break, and then the week before we was at BBO's platform, and we had a nice little show over there with BVO. Hopefully, he could come by a little bit, come through a little bit later today. He does know about it. You know what I'm saying? And then Socrates will be on with us. He's just running late as usual. So we'll see what happens with that. But yeah, man, there's a lot to talk about. There's a lot of things going on this weekend. We had the fight last week with Jack Catterall and Taylor. We got the 5-on-5, tomorrow, Queensberry and Matchroom. We got next week, we got Shoo Shoo here in the Garden along with Xander Zaya. So we got a lot to talk about. We got the final set for the NBA. We got Celtics and the Mavs. They're going to be duking it out for the NBA Finals. That should be a good one. And, my Yankees are doing well in baseball, so I figured I'd throw the Yankees out there before Sock come on because he's a Yankee hater. He's a Red Sox fan. So I figured I'd get it out the way before he comes on and talks shit. Real quick, let me say what's up to the people in the building real quick. DP Rocker, was good with you. Salute. Mr. Shelton with the What's going on, Mr. Shelton? Queen, what is going on? What's good with you, Queen? Hope everything is well with you. Who else is here? Ashley, what's good? Ashley, thanks for coming through. It's good to see you. Hope all is well. Who else? Oh, BVO is there. So the BVO's here. BVO, if you want to come through, let me know. I'll drop the link. I know you and Sock don't really get along, but it should be fun if you come up with Sock. So if you want the link, I'll drop it. And Opulent LDTV, what's good with you? What's going on? He's going to be at the fight next week, the Adrian Broner and Blair and Flair Cobbs. He'll be there at the pressers as well. So got a lot going on. I got approved for the credentials. I'll be at the weigh-in and the press conference this week. Ofacio Falcone will be on the card. That's my guy. You know what I'm saying? He's been on the show a couple of times. Hopefully, we're going to have an interview with him before the fight starts. So we may drop like a little live, or maybe we'll do a video. So me, D Free, and Soccer probably do an interview with him before the fight. And then you never know who else can come on. So 2 weeks ago, Ishe Smith came on and spoke with us. So you never know who's going to come by later. I reached out to a few people. They were busy, but you never know. But on and forward to what's going on this weekend. I don't know where you want to start. Where you want to begin?
I mean, wherever you want to start it at. I mean, we can chop it up.
All right, well, let's start it up with the 5-on-5. I mean, that's a great card tomorrow. We got some good fights, Queensberry and Matchroom. We got some big, obviously the main event is not the main event that we thought we were going to see, which was supposed to be Bivol taking on Beterbiev. Beterbiev got hurt. I was hoping to get Iceman Scully was one of the guys to get on. He was busy today, so maybe we'll get him another time. I wanted him to talk about Beterbiev if he could. But so he's taking on a guy, Malik Zinad from Libya. He's gonna be fighting him. He's a huge favorite. But this guy's no slouch. He's no punk. I don't know if you know anything. Do you know anything about this guy, Malik Zinad?
Nah, I never heard of him. I heard he's supposed to be a tough opponent. I mean, anytime you get a last minute opponent, is always a tough opponent because you preparing for one fighter. Now you gotta change gears and get ready for another style of fighting. Because he's not no author, and as far as I know, he doesn't come straight forward. He's not no real big puncher like that. Um, so you gotta change your gears and pretty much wing it because you gotta rely on what you already know because you don't have time to. Well, he had a little bit of time to spar some guys that was similar to him. But your main focus was on Arthur. So now you gotta change your focus and get ready for this guy. So um I think Bivol should win. I want to see how he looked because his last performance, he didn't look so good. He didn't look so good. It wasn't the Bivol that everybody was ramping about that beat Canelo and everybody was saying, oh yeah, I think he got a chat beating Arthur. We didn't see that in his last fight, so I got to see if he put on a good performance because the last outing he didn't look so great.
Nah, he didn't. He didn't look good. I mean, he boxed well, but he didn't close the show like he should have, in my opinion. I'm gonna tell you what I know about this guy, Zanad. Zanad, he's been the underdog in the past few fights, and he's pulled off the upset. Starting in 2021, he beat this Russian prospect. I was doing some research on him earlier. He beat a Russian undefeated guy. The last two guys he fought were undefeated guys. Actually, the last five guys he fought, I believe, were undefeated. I could be wrong, but he fought this guy Almir Skrikajic or Skrik. I can't pronounce his name. He beat him. He stopped him, and then he won two close. He won two decisions, and then his last fight was a majority decision. So I haven't seen much of him. I heard he's very awkward. He's not a punk. He's going to be a little bit tall in Bivol. One thing I did learn today, Sock did tell me today, is that the manager of this guy is also the manager of Ofacio Falcone. And Ofacio was telling Sock, according to Sock, maybe Sock can tell the story later when he gets on. He said, this guy's no punk. This guy, he's pretty good. And it'll be obviously a big upset, and it'll be huge. It'll be huge for the manager. And, and that might get more recognition to Ofacio as well. So maybe Sock can share a little bit more on this guy when he gets on. BVO, I put in the chat because I can't put it in the phone. So if you're there, just click the link, bro. It's not hard. He says send it. Yeah, I don't know what's wrong with this guy. He's a little slow. But here's the odds of the fight. Dimitri is a 40-1 favorite. You got to put 4,000 to win 100. 4,000 to win 100. That's crazy. And then what's crazy about boxing? There you go, BVO should be there. That should be it. And then if you put 100 on Malik, you get 1,200 for 100, which is way crazy. I don't know why the odds are like that, but a 40-1 underdog either way. So that's big. I mean, he's a live dog from what I've been reading, and Bivol doesn't really have that knockout punch. So you never know what can happen, especially with the big guys like that, the 175-pound guys. So
yeah.
The other fight that I'm really looking forward to tomorrow, besides the main event, I think this is going to be a really good fight. When I saw him at the weigh-in, I didn't realize how much taller Raymond Ford is over Nick Ball. I think this is going to be the sleeper fight of the night. Nick Ball, 19-0. I thought he beat Vargas. He got robbed. They gave him, they scored a draw. He's getting another title shot against Raymond Ford, who looked phenomenal in his last fight. I think this is going to be the sleeper fight of the night.
Yeah, Raymond is a favorite in this fight, I believe. But Raymond, he didn't look like he cut weight well. He looked like he might have been drained when they did the weigh-in.
Yeah.
So I don't know how that's going to play effect in the fight. Nick Ball is a crafty fighter. The only question I have, Nick Ball, he tends to leave himself open when he's throwing shots, but he definitely can box. Raymond Ford defense is not all that well either. He got beat up in his last fight. He was able to pull out the win. I think he got the knockout in the last round. But he got beat up in that fight. He got dropped, I think, twice. But it's a 50-50 fight. It depending on how that weight cut plays a part in this fight. If it plays a factor in this fight, Nick Ball can go in there and beat Raymond Ford up. But if it doesn't play a factor, Raymond Ford, I think he can. outbox Nick Ball and use his reach and his size to his advantage. Um, so it's going to be a good fight. It's probably going to be the fight of the night because I think the other fights you pretty much know what the outcomes are. So I think that fight is going to be the fight of the night.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. I mean, there's some other really good fights, interesting fights. I wouldn't say, you know what the outcomes are because I don't really know what the outcomes are. I would assume that some of these guys, and we'll go over when we get there. Another good fight that I feel like is pretty much even is Hamza Shariz versus Austin Williams. I think that's going to be a very, very good fight as well. Both undefeated guys at middleweight. I don't know much about them. I did some research on them. I seen Hamza fight a couple of times. You know, he's a solid guy. But from what I'm reading, they say this could be another sleeper fight of the night. I'm not sure if you know much about these two guys.
I know a little bit about this thing. Was Oscar Vines?
Austin Williams?
I mean, I said Oscar Vines. Austin Williams. I said,
yeah.
How I'm thinking. Austin Williams. I know a little bit about Austin Williams. Ammo. I think he's gonna get a stoppage.
Okay.
Hey, you know, I gotta say this real quick, man. Shout out to my guy, Puerto Rican Tommy, with the Fat Joe beard kid in there. Look at Tommy. That's a beautiful beard you got right there. Man, look at that.
That's my barber does that, younger. Man. I went to the barber today, and you know, I don't know what type of barbers you got out there in Cleveland, but I go to a Dominican barber, right? And I know I hope Frontline's not here because he be clowning me because he says I'm more Dominican than Puerto Rican. But I do go to a Dominican barber. They use this dye, and you know, they fill up the patches. But today he kind of overdid it. But I was
looking at it today. I said that looked good, man. I was looking to watch my wallet. Make sure you ain't steal my wallet.
I was feeling myself a little bit too, so I said I'm not going to wipe it off.
They gave Tommy that Beijing. They gave Tommy that Beijing.
I've never seen Beijing on white skin, but it looks good. Salute.
I appreciate it, BBO. Coming from you, you know, that means a lot. Yo, what's up, Rob? My man Robert up in here. What's up, Rob? He's making fun of me. League manager. Thank you for acknowledging me as a league manager. He's the commissioner of the fantasy baseball league that I'm in. Thanks for coming through, Rob. But I appreciate you, BBO, for mentioning that. Before I continue with the 5-on-5, another thing we could talk about later as well. I saw Shelton put in a chat, and I want to acknowledge it. But the Paul Tyson fight got canceled. That's major. What I didn't hear was, are they canceling the whole card?
Yes, the whole card's canceled.
So that's another postpone for Amanda Serrano.
Yeah, that's what I was really looking forward to that.
Yeah, she got the fight in Puerto Rico postponed. Now she turned around and get this fight. And this fight, it's not her fault. This time is somebody else's fault. Last time she messed up her eye in training and they got postponed. And now this time somebody else get injured and it gets postponed. So yeah, they postponed the whole card.
That's terrible. And it was supposed to be the first one on Netflix, and this was supposedly do well. You know, so that's bad. See, that's what I didn't know. That's great. That sucks. Hopefully they can reschedule that. You know,
it's not. I mean, they probably going to do it with somebody other than Mike, because I don't think Mike gonna go through with it because that situation he got is serious, and it can damage him badly if he get hit the wrong way. It could damage him badly.
Yeah. No, that for sure. I don't think that they should even been fighting, but I was more looking forward to the women's fight. I thought that was going to be the best fight of the card. But welcome, prize fighter. Thanks for coming through today, man.
I appreciate you for having me, bro.
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead, BB. I'm sorry to cut you. I just want to introduce, prize fighter. So.
no. I know. Man's talking, man. You just keep going. I know how you do, man. But I'll say this, all jokes aside, I'll say that the 5-on-5 card, one of my favorite fighters, Deontay Wilder's gonna be on there. I think he's gonna win, but the big Chinaman does scare me. I mean, I could see him probably beating the chitlins out of me. I don't want to see it, but I just got a feeling he might beat the fried chicken out of him. But I will say this though, man, it's just good, more consistent. Shout out to Turkey Al Sheik. My man Turkey Sandwich is doing a great job with putting on good. He kept the card going. So I'm just glad to see. I'm just glad about my man Turkey Sandwich and the Saudis giving it a much needed boost, man. For sure.
Why all your name calling got food in it?
What you say, Puerto Rico? Hold on. What you say, Puerto Rico? I didn't hear you.
He said, "Yeah, that's
fried chicken. You got beat the fried chicken out of them, then you call them turkey sandwiches. Why are we talking about food?
Everything's food, man. With this guy,
we on the show, D. You understand that we on the show, baby. You got to retain.
I'm on a diet right now. I ain't eat no dinner. I'm not eating until tomorrow morning. You talking about food up here? About to make me go fix something to eat.
Hey,
turkey sandwiches and fried chicken.
When your boy Tank beat the Mexican pizza out of Ryan, nobody had a problem with that.
But nobody said those words. You're the one that's making these, that's saying these things.
Right.
Oh my God. I'm gonna bring
this LDTV, man. My man LDTV. What I want you to do, man, is stop watching Dragon Tales, man, before you do your. Please stop watching Dragon Tales before you do your show.
I'm gonna bring it over since Prize Fighter just got here. I'm gonna give him some shine to talk. Prize Fighter, let me know what is it you're looking forward to on this 5-on-5 card tomorrow.
I'm looking for Wilder more than anybody. No, the girls is cool, but I'm looking for Wilder. I'm looking for him to come in there and get his get back and get back on the right track. I think that he's gonna come in there. Zhang gonna be tricky at first, but I think Wilder can walk him into that right hand. But the big Zhang, he gonna be tricky because them southpaws. Wilder have a little hard time in the beginning with them southpaws, but I think he get his get back. I think he gonna be right back in the mix after tomorrow. What time the fight start? Is it a 2:00 show?
It should be, yeah. It should be around there. The main event will be around 5-6.
Yeah, I got to make sure I be in position and at the crib to do that, to watch that. But yeah. I'm excited for the fight.
You ain't doing shit, man. Watch the fight.
Cool. I'm glad it's happening. We need more stuff like this.
Yeah, I'm definitely looking forward to that fight as well. It's crazy that Zhang is coming in almost 80 pounds more, about 70
Bro,
pounds
I saw
more.
that.
282
yeah,
against 214.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but this is the better Wilder's always been kind of like at this weight, so
yeah.
And then Zhang coming in big like that, in the last fight he tired, and
he did.
I expect to see the same thing, but can Wilder capitalize? I think Wilder, this is a make or break for both guys, especially at the age that both guys are, especially Zhang. Zhang's like at 40.
Is he really?
Yeah, I think Zhang's
he's
like
42
years old.
Damn, I didn't know that.
42 actually.
Yeah, see that.
I'll say this though.
Wait.
Oh, okay, my bad. But I was just gonna say we got a lot of good fights, but the fight to watch really is going to be that Nick Ball. We said earlier, the size difference. I didn't realize it was that much of a size difference. It was pretty telling.
I was shocked.
It looked like
yeah, that was crazy.
I was like, wow. There's no way I thought Roman Ford was that big.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Yeah.
The thing I will say that's a little disappointing is that boxing needed that Mike Tyson fight, and that we're not getting it. I just pray that Mike have a speedy recovery, man, at the end of the day. All jokes aside, I really hope he has a speedy recovery because, over some meaningless exhibition fight, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
This ain't an
it sounds to me
fight.
like
real.
It sounds to me that with him training is what kind of triggered, him getting kind of messed up. So he can't really do these training camps. He can't, at this age, he can't do it no more. He's gotta chill.
He probably was going hard too, Tommy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah,
You know, this is real.
wants-
This going on Mike record. This ain't
Yep.
no exhibition. This is real.
Yep.
Hey, you know the part
Yeah,
that made me laugh was when Mike told that Chinese dude. What did y'all see that?
What he said?
You didn't
You're
hear
breaking
when
up,
the Chinese guy
yo.
was messing with Mike. He said, "What did you?"
I can't. You broke. You
I can't-
breaking up, yo. I didn't hear anything.
No, I was laughing when Mike Tyson ordered and said, "What did you call me, man? What did you call me?"
Oh,
What?
Can you hear
I
me?
don't know what you're talking about.
nah,
Really?
yeah,
I understand.
Don't know what the
Can
hell
y'all
you're
hear me
talking
now?
about.
yeah. What's up, Eric
Okay,
Jordan?
my
Salute
bad.
to you, bro. Thanks for coming through. Who's this? Who's
Oh my bad.
that? Who's Jaja? Who's that?
Oh, that's Job. That's my
that's
guy.
my brother, man. Let him up. He's black. Let him up.
Oh yeah,
That's my guy.
he's an amateur. He's an amateur fighter.
Okay, yeah. Okay, I know it is. All right, yeah. All right.
Hold
What's good,
on.
Jaja?
Salam
Welcome.
alaikum to my brother Joe,
Hey,
man.
what's up? Yo, alaikum salam, my bro.
What's going on, man?
Yeah,
Thanks
yeah.
for coming through. Sock is
Appreciate
gonna
it.
be shocked to see so many people on the
He knows
panel.
Fazio too. He knows Fazio too.
What's up?
Don't you, Josh?
Huh?
Josh, don't you know Fazio?
Fazio.
You
Fazio from where?
you train out in Brooklyn, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I spoke with you before. Yeah. I think
Not
you
Brooklyn,
know
man,
Fazio
East New
Falcone
York.
in the Bronx.
Back home.
oh, no.
Nobody goes to the Bronx, Tommy, but to get chopped cheese, man. That's it. That's all we go to the Bronx for, is to get a chopped cheese. That's it.
Let me ask you something. Did you get a chopped cheese the last time you was here?
Yeah, I got one right by Yankee Stadium. It was pretty good.
Okay.
Yeah, only thing that was kind of crazy was so many Puerto Ricans in there. I was just like kind of nervous. I was holding my wallet. I was like, damn.
So why don't you come next week when the Puerto Rican parade is? You know, with the big
crazy.
fights, the festival.
That's next week, Thomas.
Yeah, that's it. That's when all the fights are. The
That
Xander
about
fights
to
next
crazy
week.
now,
Yeah.
man.
Yeah, that's
I can't mess with that no more. When I was a young boy, I used to pull up to that, but now I'm too old for
I
that.
wish I could go and just throw water balloons at all y'all Puerto Rican niggas. That's what I wish I could do, man.
It's just too many people. I used to go
It's too
like
many
in the late
people,
90s.
bro.
I went a couple times and I was like, I can't do this no more. It's too
I
many
went in a couple times in the 2000s, early 2000s, but like you said, it's just too much now. But
Yeah.
you can't even move.
Nah, you can't. It's bad. You got to go. Really,
Ain't Xander
really
fighting
slow.
on that week too?
Yeah, the fight is Saturday. That's what I'm saying. That's what I mentioned earlier. Xander Zayas is fighting Teixeira, and then Shushu's on the card. Shushu's fighting. I don't even know who's he fighting.
Where has Teixeira been? I haven't seen Teixeira since he got beat up by what's my dude that fought Jamel Charlo, man, by Castano.
Yeah,
he hasn't. Yeah,
how about
he's
you?
only
Right,
got like
Stevie?
one.
He'd be
He's
in my
got
head.
one good win though. Did he beat?
I mean, he
Adames,
was a
I think?
WBO champion at one time at 54.
Yeah, he beat Adames, right?
Is he not with Golden Boy anymore?
Yeah, I think he beat Adames, didn't he?
Yeah, I think he beat Adames. Yeah.
Paulo Adonis.
Teixeira's not with Golden Boy anymore?
I don't think so.
What happened to him? That's crazy. When the last time he fought?
I don't know, but he's been calling out guys. He called out Xander back, like he's in that division, right? He's at 160.
Is my mic still cutting up? Can y'all hear me better? Or
Nah, you good.
Yeah, it's a little better now. Yeah.
Oh, okay, my
Yeah,
bad. I had
yeah.
my man LDTV talking shit in the chat, man.
That's the reason why
salute to Eric Jordan in the super chat. He says the 5-on-5 is going to be an awesome day for boxing. Yes, indeed, man. Thank you for the super chat. Much appreciation. It's going to be. I mean, that's what we're talking about. And we didn't mention a couple other fights. We got Daniel Dubois is fighting Herkovic. I think that's going to be another good fight.
Yeah,
Herkovic is about to lose, I think, because I think Daniel Dubois, man, got a lot. I think he got a lot of talent. But let me ask Ja this real quick. Hey, Ja, who you see winning Herkovic versus Dubois?
I gotta give it to Herkovic because of the simple fact that they are so used to each other and they sparred a few times, and Herkovic always got the better of Daniel Dubois. But I don't think with Daniel Dubois, but he could withstand Herkovic offense. And we know that in the later rounds, we have a weird tendency of just losing what he had in the earlier rounds. So I gotta give the edge, but Herkovic have to.
yeah.
I agree. I give the edge to Herkovich as well, especially like you said, Dubois seems to fade late in the rounds. You know, his losses have been late in the rounds. Like I thought he was beating what was it, Joe Joyce, and then Joe Joyce ended up stopping him late. And then you know, the Usyk fight, he got kind of, you know, screwed with that low blow, which was, I thought, was a good punch. You know, so I thought that he got screwed there, and then, you know, eventually Usyk came back and stopped him in the end of that fight. So,
you know, the thing about Herkovich, though, man, Herkovich got all the talent in the world. He got great feet, big right hand. The thing with him is sometimes his brain gets on neutral. I mean, I don't think he knows how to put it all together. Say it again.
What Herkovich you watching? I said, what Herkovich you watching? He ain't got no great feet.
What great feet he got.
For a heavyweight? For a heavyweight? You know, he got good feet for a heavyweight?
You said great feet.
You said great.
You said,
oh, well, I didn't mean to say great. I see you're being particular.
Footwork.
He has pretty good, for a guy his size, his footwork is, to me, is really good.
It's okay to me.
For his size. Because you know one thing I think, and I ask everybody this on the panel, do you guys think that the strength and conditioning coach has kind of hurt the footwork in boxing? Because I really feel like a lot of guys kind of got these strength and conditioning coaches, these Herman Monster strength and conditioning coaches, and it's really messing with the footwork you used to see in boxing.
No, because when you're doing strength and conditioning, you know, if you working out, but for certain reasons. But then anytime you in the gym and you training on the mitts, but a bag or like you just, you know, saying practicing be a technique, that's where you practice by your footwork. You know, but strength and conditioning got nothing to do with it.
Strength and conditioning has nothing to do with your technique. Your technique is your technique. If you're not working on it, then you just hurt yourself. But the strength and conditioning is just making sure that you have the endurance to go the distance. That's what it is. To have the strength and endurance to go the distance. But your technique, that's on you and your trainer. If your trainer ain't teaching you the technique and you ain't working on your technique, that's on you and the trainer. That has nothing to do with the strength and conditioning.
Well, I'm saying that I got a shout out to my man Bernard Hackett. Salute to my man Jaleel Hackett on a new deal with DAZN. Bernard told me that he's seen a lot of the fundamentals kind of suffering in boxing, and I will agree, because I kind of think guys are kind of focused on the wrong things. I think guys are all trying to sit out on their power, and it's just a lot of like I was saying before about the whole Herman. It's just a bunch of experts about nothing in boxing, just like it is in every other sport. And it's like I feel like the fundamentals, the understanding how to hit, not get hit, being able to know where you are in the middle of the ring, to be able to know where you are inside the ring. I think a lot of the fighter IQ has kind of declined, and I've been seeing it by that and inactivity we've been seeing in boxing. It's kind of really hurt the sport overall. That's just my humble opinion.
That's true, but that has nothing to do with
pretty good take, BBL.
That still has nothing to do with the strength and conditioning, because the strength and conditioning don't tell you how to sit down on your punches. They don't work on that. That's your trainer. Your trainer works on that. Your trainer, you gotta find a better trainer. If he's not training you on your technique, you gotta find a better trainer.
No, I'm not saying when I say sit on your punches, I'm kind of speaking to overall. I'm saying that the sport has suffered from not really having true boxing minds in it the way it used to. Like, okay, I'll give you an example. I understand what and I'll say this. There was a guy, a lot of people don't know him. There was a guy named Gary Russell Sr. Gary Russell Sr. had almost a love affair with boxing. The man knew boxing in such a way it was almost like a relationship. I feel like those kind of coaches are not prevalent like they used to be. Guys who love the sport, who understand the involvement of the sport, and who understand what's coming next and what they can add to the sport, is what I'm saying. So, my bad. I didn't mean to be so long-winded. Go ahead.
I understand what you're saying, but you said it's strength and conditioning. It has nothing to do with conditioning.
You're missing the point. You're missing the point. I'm just saying it's just a lot of unnecessary people in the sport, and I think it's taken away from the coaching overall. I don't want you to get stuck on one thing. I'm saying overall the sport is suffering because we don't have enough guys.
I know what you're saying, baby.
And I could agree to that, but nowadays you got more fighters but coaching than coaches. You know, Yo, I could attest to that. 100% fact. From
Yeah,
that's
like,
exactly
because
what
you
comes.
know,
Anybody will whip a towel over their shoulder and call themselves a trainer
yeah.
nowadays.
Yep.
I
Yep.
think,
I'm with
and I
you on
think
that,
with
BBL.
yeah, and I think with Free,
No,
you know, Free always get caught up on some bullshit, so he's missing what I'm saying. But
no,
I'm
I'm
saying
going by what you
that
said.
overall, like, okay, I'll give you another good tandem. Coach Kenny,
Hey,
Coach Calvin.
hold on. Well, first
Go
of
ahead.
all, you said a lot. Y'all might not know who he is, and you gonna say Gary Russell. Like we don't know who Gary.
Well, you got to remember, Free. This is a show. I'm setting it up to give my man some credit. It's a show. I'm just setting it up. About a lot of people don't know Gary Russell Sr. I got a chance to talk to Bernard Hackett, who's had nothing but glowing things to speak about him. We all know Gary Russell Jr., but that don't mean we know his father. To be totally honest,
Right.
his father is one of the most underrated trainers of all time. I mean, what he was able to do with his sons and what his sons are doing, it's a testament to his boxing brilliance. To be totally honest, to have 3 or 4 sons become world-class fighters, that's brilliant to me. I would say that was brilliant. So that's why I'm saying, if you don't know who the great Gary Russell Sr. was, this was a man who loved boxing, who had a relationship with boxing, and everybody I've seen under him really thrived. You had Bernard Hackett come from him, and I can see a lot of Gary Russell Sr. in a lot of East Coast fighters, in the Philly style, in the DC style, in the Maryland Baltimore style. I see a lot of Gary Russell Sr. all around boxing. That's what I mean when I say we don't necessarily have those staples, those pillars in boxing like we once did.
And when you say styles,
Well,
you
that's
referring to
from.
coaching styles, right?
That's
Pardon me?
I said, like,
Yeah,
when you say styles, you referring to
when I
coaching
say coaching
styles.
styles, what I'm saying is exactly what Pride spoke about, John, where it's always a coach for a coach. It's
Yeah.
never somebody who knows how to just do the sport. It's always some bullshit like, oh, I'm the strength and conditioning coach. I'm the hold your nuts while you cough coach. I'm the guy to get you banana pills. You know what I mean? It's always a coach. It's always a coach. It's always a coach for a coach. What I'm saying is, overall, the sport is suffering from having just a lot of riffraff in it. Is what I'm saying overall. Free. It's killing our sport. These
Right.
witch doctor coaches are killing our sport, man. It is what it is.
Like, that's
Same
why we need
because
to need to protect guys like Kevin Cunningham and Bozy Ennis. Them guys, like you said, BBO, they love the sport.
Yeah.
And it's nobody.
Yeah.
It's nothing better than have a trainer that loves boxing and not just some guy that put a towel over his shoulder because you that's your man's. You know what I mean? Yeah, he's considered a trainer. Nah, man, everybody ain't a trainer. There's only a few trainers. I agree with you. It's only you probably can't even name 10 real good ones
Absolutely.
Right now.
You know what I'm saying? But
right
coaches, but right now, but starting to like, but coaches, man, nowadays, they just losing their authenticity, basically. You
Yeah.
know, they just losing by their name. You know, so yeah, I agree because I can't name the 10 coaches, but right now, who I think in the pros who could really, I mean, but change you around. Same yeah, like, damn.
Like so if you made a list of who you got, Bomac, I'll say he's underrated. I think he's a good trainer. You got Bozy. I mean, who else?
I mean, right now active. I mean, Freddie Roach is still active, so you
Okay,
got to put him there.
you got to put Freddie in there. So we'll say Freddie. It's tough. Like, look at us right now, struggling.
But you know what's funny is a lot is I see what BVO's saying, but then some of it works out because when you look at a guy like Bomac, is Bomac really the head trainer or is he the head, strategist?
I think that Bomac is the head trainer.
Because I think the other guy in Crawford's camp, the guy from Guatemala, I think he's the main trainer. If you ask me, I think he's like really the guy, and I think Bomac is more of like the strategist, like the guy that comes up with the game plan and stuff.
I could definitely see that. That's actually a good take right there. I didn't even think about like nothing like that.
Because Bomac comes on like now. Bomac got this new fighter. I mean, he's been fighting for a minute. The young kid. Oh my God, I think he's from Atlanta. Troy. Oh, what's his name? Come on, help me out. Come on, guys. Troy. Is it Troy Isley?
I don't even want to touch that one.
Is it Troy? He's from Atlanta, and I think Bomac just took him on, and he looked phenomenal his last fight. I want to say it's Troy Osby, the Transformer.
It sounded like I've heard.
I'm almost positive that's the name, and I'm doubting myself right now, so I'm gonna go with it. But Bomac, head trainer, and the guy's undefeated. He's gonna get a world title fight eventually. This guy, so but I just think he's just a great trainer, not a great trainer, a great strategist. You know what I'm saying? He could be a great trainer as well, but I think a lot of credit doesn't get given to that guy from Guatemala that's in Bud's camp. So Tay was good. Thanks for coming through.
Tay.
Salute to you.
But there's not a lot of good trainers, bro. It's not those ones that you can feel safe with, like Emmanuel Stewart. You knew you were safe with him. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know, so it's BBO. That was actually a good point, bro. It's not a lot of them trainers left, dog.
What are you, Yoel Judah? Yoel Judah's a good trainer.
Yoel's good. Yeah,
good trainer.
Yeah, very good trainer. Underrated. Yeah.
Yep. What about Andre from Brooklyn? He's pretty solid. Oh my God, I'm messing up my names. The guy that used to train Jacobs.
Yeah, I know you're talking about. Yeah, he's tough too.
Yeah. So there's some good trainers.
Mark
These trainers,
Breland.
They're good with their sons because they brought them up. But at the end of the day, are they really good trainers? Like, they're good because, they were able to work with their son, bring them up. But, when I see these fathers of trainers, then they get fights with other fighters. They're not the same. They're not the same trainer. So are they really good trainers? The dude that trained Andre Ward. Who has he trained other than Andre Ward that was successful?
He traded Mario Barrios, but it didn't work out.
Yeah, Virgil Hill, right?
Well, Barrios is a decent competitor.
Yeah.
I don't think Andre Ward's trainer was that good. I think Andre Ward was just special. And I love Virgil. I love Virgil Hunter, but he
Virgil Hunter,
you see him with Barrios. Barrios looks better with the Asian dude. I mean, it just is what it is.
But but sometimes in the coach,
Virgil Hunter is a good trainer. My bad, Ja.
He was training Andre Ward, bro. What are you talking about?
I'm just saying. I mean, I guess that's hard to argue. I mean, I really don't got no argument with you on that one, though, cuz.
Yeah, but
what about Cunningham? You guys think Cunningham is a good trainer?
Yeah, that's what I said. I named him.
You did say
I said Kevin Cunningham.
Yeah,
I like him. Yeah, I definitely think he's good.
He's good at cursing. I tell you that much.
Yeah, for sure. But he's good with the young the youth. The youth respects him. Like the city, his city respect him, and he can go anywhere. And nobody gonna do nothing to him.
Was he like a former cop or something?
Yeah, he's a cop. He's a cop. But he was a cop because he was trying to help the people in the hood.
Yeah,
and he was trying to give back to the hood, but saying, all police ain't bad. Whoop, whoop, whoop.
Yeah.
But Kevin Cunningham is well respected in his city. He probably don't. He probably live good out there. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just because he's a good man. You know what I'm saying? Pause.
I mean, he does curse a lot though. That's one thing.
He don't curse like. One of my favorite cursing trainers was Norman Stony Stone. That if you go to YouTube and just type in Norman Stone compilation and just have like a good little couple shots, maybe a Corona in a backwood or something, and it's pure comedy. Pure comedy. Norman Stone. He wasn't a good trainer or nothing like that. He just cussed.
Yeah.
You know, he got
what do you guys?
They threw him out of the fight that one time. He was cussing the referee out so bad between the rounds. They threw him out. He got ejected.
Some of them are for show. Like Teddy Atlas is more of like he's for show and stuff. By the way,
he's not
real
for
quick,
show. He's not for
what's
show.
Up, Act? Salute to you, Act.
You feel me? Like with a coach, but sometimes like with a fighter's preference, sometimes you just need a coach who's able to turn you up and turn you down or keep you moderate. You know? Feel me? Because as fighters, but sometimes that's the only thing that we need. And for other fighters, but they may need a coach who could give them a combinations to throw, who could give them fighting advice. So, but every fighter, they have their own preference, For me, there can't just be one certain coach for every single fighter. Because for me, it wouldn't work like that.
Teddy Atlas is good at getting you motivated.
Right.
He got Tim Bradley motivated between rounds. Tim Bradley, I can feel the energy, man. He was like ready. So, I know a lot of people don't rock with Teddy Atlas because he says things, but at the end of the day, he's a good ass trainer, bro.
Right, and plus he know his boxing too.
He knows boxing.
He just got a very old style, and plus with the peekaboo style, you got to be athletically able to perform that style. So when he talk with a certain fighters and they can't pull it off, it's because they can't implement what he's trying to teach them. But he is a very good coach, because he knows exactly what he's talking about.
Yeah, for sure. He know what he's looking at too, bro.
Right.
He knows what he's looking at. But that's a shame because back in the 90s, we had tons of good trainers, but now we can't even name 5 of them. We struggling. We sit here struggling because it just you can just that's people put their boys on. You gonna be the trainer, dog. What you mean? I know what I'm doing. I just come get you a check.
I always thought Jeff Mayweather was a really good trainer too.
Yeah. Yeah,
I just thought he never got the recognition he deserved. I really thought he was a really good trainer as well.
Yep.
Yeah, all our good trainers, Manny, Roger, Floyd Mayweather Sr. He's still around. I would say he's one. I would put him on the list for sure.
Yeah. But Floyd Sr. had a lot of problems. Like he had some good fighters, but I guess a lot of people didn't like working with him because he was really
he's tough. He's tough.
He's really tough. Yeah,
he's tough.
A lot of people can handle that.
Because the heat in the kitchen, so they got burnt up and they couldn't handle it, so they had to get out of the kitchen. You know what I mean? When you come dealing with him, look how sharp he had Oscar. I mean, when he was with Oscar with him, Oscar was a bad dude, bro. Because Oscar listened and he followed the game plan and it worked. Yep. That's how you know you got a good trainer. Manuel Stewart, he said, I like to train big guys. He shows you how to be big, lean on people like Lennox and them.
Yeah.
So Manuel Stewart had a style, and if you follow the game plan, and like Josh said, if you was able athletically enough to follow it, then Manuel Stewart's that dude. You know what I'm saying?
Well, let me ask you this. So I'm gonna use, if you don't mind, I'm gonna use you for an example, if that's okay.
Cool.
I don't want no smoke. I know you're a very dangerous man. I understand. But I'll say this. So when I watch Ja, right, I've seen some of Ja's fights, right? So the thing I've noticed with Ja is when he stands in front of people, he's special. You say, why do you say that? When I see a guy 6 foot tall that's a middleweight that can keep you in position to where if you stand in front of him, he's going to stop you. I think that's special. I think that's a special skill. So what a trainer would have to do with Ja, with a guy like Ja, is show him how to be to give more constant pressure, because when people are all in front of him, he looks special. Same thing like with Tio. When people come to Tio looks special. And I think sometimes what happens without a good trainer, fighters become what you would call one-trick ponies because they don't know any counters or know any other ways to go. There should be a counter within the counter. And those kind of little nuances of the sport are missing. And that's why I say what I say about the sport is suffering overall, because the trainers are not there. Iceman Scully is a great example. Good trainer. You see what he's doing with Beterbiev. But my thing is this. Can you imagine what Beterbiev would be under Emanuel Stewart or Ernie or Eddie Futch? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're not even getting a complete picture with these guys because these guys never get opportunity to get trained the right way, is what I'm saying. And I don't mean that as a slight. I'm saying overall the sport is suffering because of that.
Yeah.
It's just that simple, man. Salute to my man A1.
Yeah.
I just think we got to really be honest and say, you know what? Overall, our sport is suffering because there's a lack of people passing that knowledge on to the next man. You see what I'm saying? Like, how many people share that knowledge? How many people will sit down and tell you how they did this or how they did that? You know, the only person I seen do that in the heavyweight division was Lennox Lewis. He was in a parking lot famously with Deontay Wilder showing him how to throw a jab. You telling me Mike Tyson, when Deontay Wilder was undefeated, WBC champion, 10-time defenses, he never ever walked him out, outwalked him out? You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's the type of stuff I'm saying that we see overall in boxing. It's always, you mind if I curse?
You've been cursing.
You don't like when people curse in your joint.
No, that's why I didn't know I was cursing. I'm sorry if I didn't realize I was cursing.
No, that's all right. I'm not saying anything. I'm just, you brought it up. It don't bother me.
What I'm saying is, it's a travesty. Do you guys realize how crazy that is that Mike Tyson never walked Deontay Wilder out? Do you know that Jim Gray sat there? There was an interview with him and with Mike Tyson and Jim Gray, and Jim Gray berated Mike Tyson for not supporting Deontay Wilder enough. So that's what I mean when I say, and you can look it up. It was on PBC. This is a while back, and he was saying, "Why have you not embraced Deontay Wilder?" And Mike Tyson had every excuse in the world of why he wouldn't take the time to embrace a young undefeated champion. When he lose, then you got Floyd Mayweather saying,
everybody want to help him.
I can help him.
Yeah, so that's crazy. Especially
where is that when he was the undefeated reigning WBC champion?
Yeah,
that's what I mean when I say that overall the sport is killing itself. It's almost cannibalizing itself because no one wants to do anything for no one else.
Yeah.
And Floyd said it best. Jealous of what? We're not saying people are not saying Floyd is hate. We saying Floyd, Mike Tyson, Lennox Larry Holmes. These guys do not do enough giving to the sport. They don't do shit for nobody, and I think
it's certain fighters. But I see what you're saying. But let me pause real quick. Let me shout out my man A1 Hoops. Good looks. Thanks for coming through. Thanks for that super chat. He says keep grinding. I appreciate you, A1. Thank you very much. But let me get to that, and then we'll go to Ja. I think you're right, like Floyd and stuff, and I think it's embarrassing because when you hear a lot of fans and a lot of these channels and a lot of content creators, they talk about support fighters. Well, fighters need to support other fighters too, especially in the case that BVO just brought up. Hopefully he just dropped off. A guy like Floyd Mayweather and Mike Tyson. If that's the case, I didn't know the thing with Mike Tyson, but Deontay is a rare American heavyweight champion. This is a division that's usually the champion in the last, let's say 20 years has been non-American fighters. Deontay is one of the American fighters that been heavyweight champion. I can't think of the American champion before him. You know what I'm saying? So, the guys like Floyd and Mike who are Americans as well, they should be supporting, their countrymen like other countries do. The Ukrainian guys, they support their country. You already know the UK, they support their countrymen. You know what I'm saying? Like
everybody but us.
We don't do it. The Mexicans do it. Yeah, everybody but the Americans. The Mexicans do it. Puerto Ricans do it, but we're Americans, but they support it. But the Americans, they don't support. And on cue is my man, one of my best friends in the whole wide world, my co-host, Mr. Socrates Palmer Jr. How you doing, Soc? Thanks for coming through.
Salute, panel. How are you? A lot of good topics you guys are kicking around. I'm actually disappointed that I didn't get a chance to jump on when you were talking about great trainers and the topic about Deontay Wilder and should Mike Tyson support him. Would you give me the permission to go back on the trainers segment?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead.
Spin the block because we can't name them.
Well, look, some of the best trainers are the guys you never hear about, right? Like we all have stories where we grew up in our neighborhoods. Oh man, you talk about the best basketball players you've seen. They're in the park, and they just they can't get out of their own way. And it's not that much different in boxing. I mean, I've been fortunate enough to be around some pretty solid trainers in New York and guys that, to me, that were really mentors that I learned a lot. There's a gentleman named Ralph Ferrate, who unfortunately isn't around anymore. Mm-hmm. Pastor Ralph, you go to any gym in New York City and you ask about Pastor Ralph Ferrate, and they'll tell you stories. And he was a guy that used to organize smokers back in the 80s and 90s with Teddy Atlas. in the Bronx in a gym called Apollo Boxing Club, which was run by another local legend named Monaguillo and the other gentleman, Nelson Cuevas. And they worked with fighters like a young Mike Tyson. You know, they would come down from upstate, from the Catskills section in New York, and they would come down to the Bronx. And you talk about guys that worked with fighters from the amateurs, because it's easy to inherit a guy that just needs fine tuning. But when you take a guy from the amateurs and bring him up, that's why I to me, the modern era, the guys that I saw, Emmanuel Stewart stands at the top because he took Thomas Hearns from the amateurs. He took Jimmy Paul from the amateurs. I mean, that's and he saw the development. Towards the end, Emmanuel Stewart was a celebrity, right? He was you know, the celebrity trainer, right? He would come on like the way Tom was saying about Bumac. He's more of a strategist. He would come in towards the end of camps, but he had already grown his tree, like a Bill Parcells or a Bill Walsh, a coaching tree, and he had guys that he trusted, and then he would come in the week of the fight. That was the case when he had his hands on Jermaine Taylor, Prince Nassim Hamed, and a lot of those fighters, Julio Cesar Chavez. You know, it was Holyfield for a little bit. He wasn't in camp the whole way, but he was there like a strategist. Out of the modern guys, I think Manny Robles is a solid trainer out of California. He's had success. I don't know if you guys mentioned Joe Goosen. I mean, he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah, that's a good one. That's a good one.
The Ruelas brothers from the amateurs, you know, world champion. Took a guy named Michael Nunn, who was a bad man.
Yeah.
You know?
Shout out Michael Nunn.
You know, so you know, there's a couple of guys.
Garcia, I forgot about Garcia. Garcia's solid.
Robert Garcia.
I mean,
forgot about
Garcia too.
He had the credentials of being a solid.
Is Ronnie Shields still? Is he still?
Ronnie
active?
Shields, another one. Yeah.
Yeah. See,
Ronnie
now
Shields,
that y'all getting my brain moving.
Yeah.
You know, because you know, but it's a sad because like in the 90s we wouldn't have had to be struggling like this.
Well, I mean, you know, everything is cyclical. There is some truth to what someone said that a lot of people put their friends on, but sometimes it's not even putting their friends on. It's about being loyal. You know, sometimes you have guys that have been with you since day one. You know, and yeah, they're not. You know, the maybe they don't come up the traditional way, but if you're around boxing, you're gonna pick up something, even if it's by accident, right? And when you're in a corner, the number one thing. Remember, it's a minute break, but it's not really a minute. It's like 50 seconds because by the time the bell rings and you walk back, sit down. You know what I mean?
It's time to get back up and go to work.
Right. And I'm not, you know, trying to pull rank, but I worked corners, and you don't need 2 and 3 people talking at the same time. It's one voice.
Right.
Yeah, that's a mess.
I 100% agree, bro. I don't like that. I don't like that stuff, bro. Yeah.
And most recently, if you want to talk about how important, obviously, look, maybe any jockey could have had Secretariat, and Secretariat would still be the greatest horse of all time, right? But you can't discredit having a corner that knows what they're doing in the moment of pressure. Ask Tim Tszyu if he's happy with his corner. A decision by a corner changed this man's whole life.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right? And we've seen it, you know. When Mike Tyson lost to Buster Douglas, he had an inexperienced corner.
Yep.
If you guys go back to the tape, they didn't have.
He started firing everybody around that time.
You know, they didn't even have a proper inswell for the Buster Douglas fight. They were using a balloon,
That's
glove.
why I lumped up.
Yeah.
You know, so you know, it's like how can I say? I mean, it's subjective, right? Teddy Atlas is a legend.
Yes.
No one knows more boxing than Teddy Atlas. From soup to nuts, nobody.
He's a junkie. He's a savant.
Yeah. And now the thing with Teddy Atlas, there's a package when it comes to Teddy Atlas. Teddy's a little crazy, but he's a good man. Trust me, he's a great human being. Teddy literally will give you the shirt off your back. You know.
Sock, I don't mean to cut you off. I just A1 had a question. He says, ask Sock who he got winning that Blair Cobbs and Adrian Broner fight.
I mean,
next week. Next week, by the way, next Friday.
That's next Friday.
I believe it's a Friday.
It is a Friday, the
Oh,
7th.
man.
Yeah.
I mean, I hope the fight is half as good as the promotion build up. I mean, they're two guys that are good characters for the sport. One guy is definitely, on the tail end, and one guy is really not that good. And Blair Cobb's really not that good, but he's a character, and we need guys like that. Kind of like he's like a Rolly Romero type, right?
He's a little bit better though. He move a lot.
Yeah. AB is a great character, and at one point a great fighter. But he's a lot smaller. I mean, Blair has fought, at 54 his whole career. Is this fight at 54 or is it at catchweight?
Nah.
I think it's 47. I think it's welterweight. I'll double check that, but I'm almost positive it's welterweight.
Blair, I thought Blair was 47. I don't remember him fighting.
Yeah, that's what.
I think
it's welterweight.
I'm not sure about that. I'm not gonna say you're wrong.
I thought he's been welterweight.
I thought he was.
But I'm gonna check it right now.
Personally, me. But nevertheless, though, Adrian Broner, if he doesn't let his hands go, he's gonna lose because Blair Cobb moves a lot.
Yep.
Yeah. That's grown his whole career. I mean, he's never, he doesn't really react well.
I think AB gonna let his hands go. I got a good feeling because I don't think Blair Cobb can knock him out because Adrian Broner can take a punch.
Yes, that is true. Adrian, that is a good point. He does take a shot. He's been in there with good punches.
And plus, for Blair Cobb's, he got terrible punch placement, but he's fast and he's real explosive, but he can't place his punches correctly. Yeah.
Yeah, right. You're right, John. Yeah, he's like, he jumps in, woo, 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 woo. Then he, you know what I mean? He get out of there. You know what I mean? But he don't really be doing that. You know what I'm saying? He don't really be doing that. But I mean, if AB don't let his hands go, we gonna be on Instagram and we gonna fry you, Adrian, if you don't beat this guy. And like I said on BVO's channel, if Adrian Broner does go out there and look good and beat him, then Adrian Broner is gonna be right back in the position for a big fight in his next fight.
Yep.
Because of how he is, because he can. The people gonna show up. We don't know what he's gonna do. We know we're gonna be the press conferences and stuff. There's a lot of content to be created when you have an Adrian.
He can sell.
Yeah,
he definitely can sell the fight. I think if AB can win this fight, I think they'll try to get he'll get a top 10 guy, or a name guy.
I say he get a title fight.
I don't know if he'll get a title fight.
Man,
it's going to be tough.
Boxing crazy, Thomas.
Because he's with Don King and he's not a major player anymore. Unless he could pull strings, it's going to be tough for him to get a title fight. I don't know unless he gets a title shot against a big favorite where they we'll get a name on our resume. You know what I'm saying? It'll be one of those.
I think that somebody would go down Devin Haney. If he goes out there and win, that would be good for them financially. I don't know if it'd be a good fight, but that's an option. Devin Haney still has a belt.
Adrian Broner right now, according to Boxing Scene, he's 14 in the WBC at welterweight.
Mm-hmm.
He is number 9.
How? See what I'm saying?
Because it's the sport of boxing, brother. That's
right. That's my point.
It's the WBA.
That's my point, brother.
Check this out.
My point.
He's number 9 in the WBA.
Damn. How?
Okay. So he's a top 10
Sway. Keep
all right. And let's see what else. He's not ranked by the BO.
Right.
With the
IBF.
The IBF, he's not ranked.
Okay.
And by the BO, he is not ranked. So
the WBA and the WBC, right?
Yes. 9.
Okay. See, the two most corrupt got him ranked. How? They should be investigated by the FBI.
The WBA, especially. Who's the champion of the WBA at 147?
The sanctioning bodies. Adrian Broner. Adrian Broner goes out there and look good against Blair Cobb and win. He can be in a title fight because it's
correct.
You just heard what the brother just read.
Well, check it out. So Crawford is the champion at 47. He's never going to fight at 47 again.
Right.
So
I agree.
So then you have Stantonius. They have Errol Spence at 2. He's never going to fight 47 again. Then the next guy is Conor Benn, who's 3.
That'd be good. AB and Conor Benn. That's a good fight, and it'd be a title fight, like I said.
But Conor Benn's another guy that hasn't fought at 147 in a while.
Exactly. But I think for a title fight, he'll get
Fighting
that.
at 50.
Yeah.
So, I
Yeah,
mean,
he's been fighting at
that's what it is.
54. He hasn't been
Um,
fighting at 47.
And Blair Cobb is not ranked anywhere
Hmm.
at 47. Like I said,
No.
I think he's more known
Who
at
was that
54.
talking about that was
I don't think
number
he's only fought at 147, Sock, or 140. Because he fought Maurice Hooker his last fight. Was that that was a catch weight? Maybe that was a
at
catch weight.
47.
Maybe that's why you're saying that. But he's always fought at 147, Sock. He fought Alexis Rocha.
Yeah,
That's when he got stopped by Rocha. And that was
Okay.
at 147.
Okay, that's
I
not
believe,
correct. Well, he's
Maybe
nowhere near
Maurice,
the rank.
the Hooker fight might have been a catch weight, the Hooker fight.
Yeah, he's
So, and then
he's
he
nowhere near any rankings. You know, maybe where's Blair? Blair's from what? California somewhere?
he's
from
originally
Philly, I think.
He's originally
From
from
where?
Philly, but he moved to I think Cali.
Yeah, he's
got
a
an
Philly
interesting
guy.
story. Was his father like on the run?
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yes. I mean, not that I want to spend that much time on Blair Cobb, but he's got an interesting
The
story.
fighter that I was talking about that was ranked.
He's not ranked at all by any of the sanctioning bodies, according to what I just saw.
No, I'm talking about the one that you was reading when I came up. Who was the fighter you was talking about that was ranked?
Broner.
No. The question was, we were saying that if Broner won against Cobbs, does he get a title shot? And we're kind of like going back and forth. So
I said that personally.
Yeah.
Be
So,
free. I'm
yes.
surprised. I said
And
that personally. My
Yeah,
bad.
and Sock read
Adrian-
the rankings to see where they were at. So
Because the
Adrian-
AD star power, I feel like if he goes out there and be dominant D free, that Adrian Broner, somebody would reach out to him, for
Absolutely.
a payday that possible
Yeah.
I
champion.
agree with you.
Understand, but Adrian Broner got the WBC silver in that last fight because they was talking about
Right.
he was supposedly be making a fight for Regis Prograis, but then Devin Haney ended up fighting Regis Prograis.
I forgot about
was
that
the-
D free. So, like
that
I
was the
said,
fight,
the
though.
WBA and the WBC, the most two worst ones.
yeah,
Adrian Broner can get him. That's why I say that, Thomas, because he can be. It's possible. I'm not saying it is. It's going to happen. I'm saying it's very possible that Adrian Broner can be in a title fight in his next fight if he goes out there and dominates Blair Cobbs because of his star power. Adrian Broner going to bring the people, going to show up, bro. I don't know why. They just do.
Yeah, I agree.
but what weight is this fight at? So
I don't even know.
question because
It has
because
to be
140.
because this guy's fought at 147 and Broner's like at 140. So Broner's fought at
Broner
147.
might bring him
also.
down. See, he might be bringing him down a little bit. I don't
See that changes a lot. You're right.
Where's your phone? Let me see.
I believe the fight is at 140.
I don't see Broner
So then,
doing
wow.
140, bro. I just don't see it.
Broner,
don't
that's
see
when
it.
he fought. His last fight was at 140. That's when he won.
I
the
thought it was
WBC.
a catch weight.
No, it was the WBC.
At
silver.
BoxRec says welter. BoxRec says welterweight. I don't know how accurate this is, but it says welterweight. So that's 147.
That's what he's fighting. That's what he's fighting at 47.
That's what it says here in BoxRec that the card says.
Well, I mean, he could fight at 47. I don't think he beat nobody at 47.
Yeah,
I
yeah, I don't think
beat
so
anybody
either.
at 40.
Yeah,
I don't think he beats none of those top guys at 47. None of them.
Wow. So Blair Cobbs has not fought in almost 2 years.
yeah.
He beat Herring, right? And he looked good.
Hooker.
He got a stoppage, didn't he?
Maurice Hooker.
Maurice
Maurice Hooker. Maurice Hooker.
Hooker's
He got a
damaged
stoppage
goods.
in that, right?
Yeah,
And Broner, who never fights, is actually the more active. He's been going in a year. So
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, his last fight
Which
was a year
isn't
ago
the
against
worst
that.
thing for an older guy.
that
But they're both the
was a lawyer. He was a part-time lawyer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's an interesting fight. I mean, I guess I'll watch. There's nothing else on.
Well, it's Friday night, so I don't know. That's next Friday.
I want to see if Adrian Broner can knock out Blair Cobb. I watch it to see if he can knock him out. If he can't knock out Blair Cobb, Adrian Broner don't need to fight nobody.
Nah,
at the
but
top.
that's not
But
true.
yeah, what was the
If
last
he
time
boxing
Broner
look
knocked
good,
anybody
that's
out?
different.
That's true.
That's what
When
I'm
was
saying.
the last people out?
That's what I'm saying. If he can't knock out Blair Cobb, because Blair Cobb got stopped by Alexis Rosa, and he is not a big puncher.
Yeah.
If he can't knock out Blair Cobb, he don't need to be fighting nobody in the top level.
Yeah, because the welterweights is good. Like I don't know.
Man,
You can't
what weight
fight
is
the
it?
welterweights.
At this point, I don't think Adrian Broner can beat Mario Barrio.
I knew you was gonna say that.
Well, he throw a lot of punches. If AB don't let his hands go, he can't. But the
I
old
knew you was
AB
gonna say
could have
Mario
beat him.
Barrios.
The old AB could have beat him.
If
but
he can't stop Blair Cobb, I don't see him beating Mario Barrio.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm not gonna force a stoppage on him, but I want him to go out there and box and look good.
It would be interesting because Barrios is promoted by PBC, and then we've got and then Broner be getting at Ellerby, so Ellerby would probably be involved. It would sell. I'm sure they would promote it well. But
I got Barrios winning that one because
Yeah.
he throws a lot of punches, and Broner is going to be blocking and talking shit in the ring. And
I can't
I
believe
let his hands go.
we spending mad time on fucking Adrian Broner and Blair Cobbs. That's crazy.
Well, because there's a fight happening, T.
Yeah.
It's going down, so we got to talk about it. But because the press conference has been crazy. Did you see Blair Cobb's crash Broner's training day? He came.
Yeah. That was funny with the puppet. Yeah.
I hope Adrian goes out there and look good, man. I really do, because
I'm definitely rooting for Broner.
Yeah, man.
You feel me? But I would say this. You feel me? But Adrian Broner, his muscle memory will forever be there, and he always got the skills to pay the bills. But I think the real difference maker in this fight is that he got Calvin Ford and Tank Team around him, and that right there is going to install a different mindset in Adrian Broner coming into the fight.
I hope so.
I hope so.
If he goes out there and he loses to Blair Cobb,
it's a wrap, bro.
But I think that AB. But I think that he gonna go for the stoppage because sometimes you just need certain people around you and in your corner. And if AB is comfortable enough to go to his corner and trust everybody that he's around, then AB is gonna be AB, and he's gonna be there to perform.
I hope so, man. Hope you're right.
If he loses to Blair Cobb, that's what everybody's gonna know Adrian Broner as. They're not gonna know Adrian Broner as the youngest Ford division.
They're gonna know Adrian Broner from that Maidana shit.
No, they're gonna know about that too. But the lasting impression is he lost to Blair Cobb.
Yeah,
that's one of the talk that everybody gonna say he lost to Blair Cobb.
As far as the casual world,
I think you're giving a lot of credit. This is pay-per-view, right?
Yeah,
it's on Don King's
streaming thing.
King I don't know what it is. Yeah.
How many
you
people
gotta pay for it?
How many people are gonna pay for that?
I think I am, because I need to see it. So
you're gonna come out of pocket.
I'm gonna be honest with you. I don't even know where to get it at.
Yeah, that's a fact. I'm about to say, where do I even buy it at? Because I'll buy it. I just need to know where.
I don't even know where to get it at.
I don't even know where to start.
You got to go to the website. I think it's Don King Promotions' website.
Word.
Real quick. Shout out to my man, the Boxing Maniac. What's good? What's going on? I'll see you next week. I'll be in the building.
If you wouldn't have told me that, I would have never known to go to Don King Promotions.
I'm almost positive. Yeah, you got to go to Don King Promotions. He's got a site, and he's streaming through there somehow. I think. Obviously, you got to pay for it, but
I thought it was going to be on PLK Prime. To be honest with you,
me too. I didn't know what
it's going to be on Tubi.
Damn.
Damn. Tubi needs to get into boxing. That would be the perfect fight. A BT.
Yeah. I mean, it should be on Netflix. They should put this on Netflix.
Damn, sorry, BBL. Damn, I didn't see it.
They should have put this on Netflix. This was where
I'm about to say BBL's backstage.
Hey,
why?
Hermano, what's going on, Sock? My African brother, what's up?
Was cracking, sir. How are you?
Good, man. Good to see you, man.
Good to see you too. But I've really not seen you. I'm seeing an avatar.
Yeah. Hey, but I just wanted to see you well.
It's 39. I'm sorry, BBL.
Congratulations on the wedding anniversary, man. That's a big accomplishment, man.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate you.
Yeah, salute. Hey, and Thomas, you're 100% right. DonKing.com. Looking at it now, $39.99. You throw it in the cart. I'm gonna throw mine in the cart.
I wonder how the card is. I mean, they got a lot of fights in the card, from what I see.
You know, the card is.
It's like they got like 12 fights.
It's a bunch of bullshit fights for bullshit belts.
No,
international.
Well, BBL, this looks like a good fight right here.
I'm gonna be honest with you. It might be some hidden gems in those cards because a lot of times they throw a bunch of fights together and it be actually some hidden gems in them.
Yeah, that cruiserweight fight is
Well,
gonna
I
be
see.
good.
Which one?
They got the
The
cruiserweight fight. Yeah,
Michael
that
Hunter's on the
cruiserweight.
card.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
Yeah,
Hey,
I
look,
mean, they got
I'm
like 12 fights. That's crazy. I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah, me too. This is a damn good website. If you go type DonKing.com, this looks like, I mean, this ain't no cheesy little website here. This is
It's
the
a nice
real deal.
website. Yeah.
I'm looking at it right
you
now.
know,
This is the real
to
deal.
speak on what John was
King
saying,
ain't playing. This is the real
I
deal.
don't know if you guys know this,
Darn.
but I got a little inside information. Coach Kenny is going to be the head trainer for Adrian Broner. So I would say look for the knockout because Coach Kenny is the one when it comes to the knockout. That's the man who's always looking for the knockout when it comes to Tank.
Okay.
So
what's good, Joe Townsend? Salute to you, bro. Thanks for coming through.
keep your eyes open, man. I think Blair Cobb is going to get beat to death because I mean he sucks. He sucks, man. He's got it.
Because he sucks. That's a great explanation. That was great.
No, I'm just saying.
That's pretty much what everybody's saying on the panel, though, because Deep Free definitely said that.
Now I wanted the intro because he's into pro wrestling, so I wanted the intro. He comes out because he's come out with like Stone Cold's music and
Yeah, he's tripping. He be tripping.
Hey,
so.
Hold up. They named the promotion to this fight Fist of Fury.
Really?
Yeah, you know that? Yeah. Hey, Suck,
hey, man, Big Don website look all right to me, man. Looking at his website, dog, it looks pretty sharp. But I mean, but listen, people laughing, we up here laughing and joking, and we all, making fun, whatever. But if Adrian Broner don't let his hands go, he will lose to Blair Cobb because Blair Cobb is going to be moving.
Yeah.
And if Broner's legs isn't stuck in the mud, he's going to lose.
Yeah.
I mean, at 34, what makes you believe that he's gonna have this epiphany? I mean, now the only thing he's fighting a guy that, for all everybody's opinion, thinks he's a Berman, right?
What's that?
Fist of Fury.
I can't.
That's crazy.
I couldn't come up with anything better than that.
I mean, it's Don King. But hey, man, if y'all go right now and type in DonKing.com, that's a nice looking website. It ain't cheesy.
Yeah.
What's the over under? Who kicks the bucket first, DK or Bob Arum?
Wow. Damn. Well, that's a good bet. That's a good bet. They're both the same age, right?
Just about.
Yeah.
I think they're both 92.
I go Don King goes first because
I think DK.
Them old white guys be living till they 125 years old.
You never know.
I think I kind of wanna agree with Prod because I think Bob Arum ain't trying to let nobody get his money. I think he wants to stay as long as he can and make sure he's
man.
You saw Bob last week. He went into the ring and he was like,
he snapped. He had
another
a
American fighter to the British board.
He had a meltdown. You saw that, Thomas?
This is an atrocity.
It's an atrocity.
It was. I don't know what y'all.
Terrence Crawford is going to be fighting Manny Pacquiao. Yeah, shout out Bob Arum, man. He's a legend. I know he doesn't make the best business moves, the stuff that he can give us what he wants to see, but Bob Arum, we need him. He's a character, bro.
You know what, though?
Man, live a long time.
Go.
105. Watch. He gonna still be out there talking about.
So we making bets right now on who kicks the bucket first. So everybody's saying Don King is gonna kick the bucket.
Definitely. Bob Arum ain't going nowhere.
I'm gonna go with Bob Arum.
Bob got another 6 or 7 years in him, dog.
Hold on. Let me say this real quick. I think this is a testament to how great Muhammad Ali was because his little bros still run boxing. The niggas he handpicked, whether it be because people don't understand this. The reason he got with Bob Arum, he wanted to get away from the Kentucky boys. Bob Arum was a very skilled lawyer in New York, helped him do that. Him and Herbert Muhammad started Top Rank. Herbert Muhammad, Bob Arum, Muhammad Ali started Top Rank. And then when Muhammad got tired of Bob, he found a young guy from Cleveland, Ohio, did a charity hospital event and helped birth Don King. So the fingerprints of Muhammad Ali is all through boxing, man. I gotta say, man, I appreciate the champ. Long live Muhammad Ali, and thank you for what you've done for the sport. Because to this day, his little dude is still running the sport. So Muhammad Ali is unquestionably the greatest fighter that ever lived. I gotta say that. That's my first time saying it. He really is. He's the greatest
That's a
fighter
good
that ever
point. Hey, shout out to you for bringing that up. That's a good point.
Yep, that was a real good point.
Anyone, I mean, I'll go further than that. He's the most important athlete that ever stepped on God's green earth. I'll argue with anybody. Nobody's been more important than Ali.
Yeah,
he's on the Mount Rushmore of people that have walked this earth.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I would agree with that. Especially as an African American man, as I am, he definitely is on my Mount Rushmore of like.
And you know what?
Men.
Sock? That's a great point. I would have to give that to Jim Brown, only because Jim Brown mentored Ali. He mentored Lew Alcindor, aka Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. I think it might have not been for Jim to do it, but Jim was the first man to put these young guys on the right path to becoming what they became. And Muhammad Ali credits, of course, Elijah Muhammad, and he credits Jim Brown for who he became. So I would want to send a little shout out to Jim Brown too, man.
Mm-hmm.
I love
That's
Jim
a
Brown.
good point, BV. That was fire.
I love Jim Brown, the greatest athlete to ever come out of New York.
Yeah, he was a savage.
Probably the greatest lacrosse player of all time too.
Yeah, that
surprisingly, that's crazy.
Hey, let me ask you, Thomas, what you think Xander Zaya is going to do next week?
I think he's, it's going to be a lot of pressure on him. I mean, he's doing a lot of, events out here and stuff. It's going to be a lot of pressure. I mean, he's Puerto Rican. He's not a New Yorker, but he's going to be treated as like a guy born and raised in New York. It's a big moment for him. And he's fought on a Puerto Rican day before, because last year he fought in the undercard. He was the co-main event in the T.O. Josh Taylor fight, which was on the Puerto Rican Day weekend as well. But now he's the main event. He is the guy headlining Madison Square Garden. So it'll be a lot of pressure. This guy Teixeira is not really a bum. I mean, I know he's not a big name, but he's got a big win. He's got a win against Adames. Adames is a champion right now. So, I mean, I expect Xander to win. I'm picking Xander to win maybe in the 9th, 10th round stoppage. But I expect Teixeira to come and fight. I think it's going to be a good fight. I really do.
I hope Xander wins. I hope Xander wins.
You know the thing about Xander, man, is he's starting to become undeniable. Beautiful smile, pause. Great, very entertaining style. And I think Xander Zayas, if he can stay focused, I think has an opportunity to be $100 million man in boxing. I really believe that. And I don't say it about a lot of people, but Xander Zayas has that kind of heat behind him where you can say, damn, that kid's gonna make a shit ton of money.
Yeah, and the poppies, it's wide open. Like, we don't got no Tito and no Cotto right now, so it's wide open. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I don't think Xander Zayas get the stoppage. I think he's going to get a unanimous decision. The guy that he's fighting, he's a tough individual.
Yeah.
He hasn't fought. I don't think he fought in a while, but he's a tough individual.
He fought in March. He's been somewhat active. He fought in March.
Yeah, he fought March.
He fought in Brazil.
I didn't know he fought March.
Yeah.
Yeah, he fought in Brazil in March. He won by TKO.
It was a stay busy fight because technically Xander and Teixeira was supposed to fight in that card that was in the Shushu card. Was it February? The Oshaki Foster fight. They were supposed to fight on that card, and that got postponed.
Yeah.
So Xander got hurt or something.
Yeah,
so like I'm saying, his big win was against Adames.
Hey, Suck.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead, man. Go ahead. What you saying? No, what I was basically saying is, man, I got the next middleweight champion, man. I'm gonna be in New York in a couple weeks, man. I hope I can get with you behind the scenes. I want you to take a look at this kid, man. I got a kid, man. I think he might be a guy, man.
the next, well, you could get my number from Tom. Hit me up.
Real quick,
Yeah, I think-
and now that you say that, let me just first, let me just read this comment. The Ali Museum is 5 stories, a must visit if you guys can. Where is it? Is it in Louisville? I asked him that. And then second, Sock. Now that you bring that up, I don't know if you want to. I thought I saw this. I don't know if it's true, but you did tell me behind the scenes you're working with a new fighter now, a fighter we had on. Is the opponent named? Because I saw an opponent, but is that an official? That's
the kid from DC.
The kid from DC and D
Peter
Freeze,
Dobson.
neck over the words. Jaleel Hackett.
Yeah, Jaleel Hackett undefeated.
Yeah, I like that kid, man.
That's a good fight, man. If
Who's he fighting?
Sock is going to be working with Pete Dobson now, strength and conditioning. So, but Jaleel Hackett is pretty good. He's 21 years old. He's undefeated. I think he's like 8-0, 7 KOs or something like that.
Yeah,
Who's he fighting?
we were just talking about them two on T's channel, and they was asking me, do they believe that Jaleel gets in there with Xander Zayas? I said, not right now. Not right now. It's too early. Both of those guys are young. They trying to build them up. And I think Xander Zayas, he wins this fight. I think he got one more fight before he's in contention for a fight. I don't think they're gonna put him in there with Jaleel just yet.
That doesn't make any money. I mean, that's a fight that in the future, I guess. But yeah, I mean, Peter Dobson. It's on the undercard of Boots Ennis' fight in Philly.
Yeah. Oh wow, okay. But so it's going to be at 154, not 147.
47.
147. Okay, yeah, because Xander's at 54, so
yeah, it's 47.
Yeah, so all right. Yeah, because Pete did say he's a welterweight. He told us that, but this was a catchweight. Conor Ben wanted it at 150. Yeah.
Right, they keep moving them up to 54.
Yeah.
But,
so that's good, Sock. I mean, have you started working with Pete yet?
Yes, we started last week and meeting again this weekend, and maybe we could throw a wrench in somebody's plans. I mean, it's Peter's a solid pro. He knows he knows where he's at in his career, right? Sometimes the easiest time to get a fight is after a loss. After a loss, everybody want to fight you. Yeah. But Peter gave a good showing against Conor Ben. I thought he might have won a couple of more rounds than what he's given credit for, but at the end of the day, it's still a loss. I'm glad that.
What about his gas tank, though, Stock? You gonna be able to fix that?
I'm sorry, sir?
I'm saying, what about his gas tank? That's always been the issue with him, is his gas tank. What about that? Are you gonna be able to help with that?
We'll try our best. I've known Peter for a long time. I've known him for over 10 years. And this is the first time I ever worked with him. He is a good athlete. That's the one thing I picked up with him, when I was with him last week. And I think Peter will be okay. I think he knows where he's at in his career, and that's the most important thing for a fighter. He knows that there's only one reason why an undefeated promotion is going to pick you to be an opponent, is because they think you're a stepping stone. So, you need to take that personal.
But the reason I say that, Sock, is because what you said is very true. But he's a great athlete, only 1 through 8. After the 6th or 7th round, he just looks gassed, and that's what I'm saying. Like, can you do anything with a guy who's been known not to have a gas tank? And I'm being totally, I'm not trying to say anything disparaging. I'm really asking the question.
I mean, it's a fair assessment, but this is the first time I work with him. So I'm going to do my best, and let's see what happens,
Oh, no, the reason I was asking that, because I was wondering, is that something that can be not take him out of it? Can you repair a bad gas tank?
I mean, at this stage in his career, I don't know.
No, I'm not talking about him. I'm talking about in general. Can you repair that? If that's someone's issue where they always gas out, as a strength and conditioning coach, can you fix that issue?
I think that it depends on how you train. I think some guys leave their best in the gym. And
what's that mean? I've never heard that term.
You
What's that mean?
overtrain. It's plain and simple. You overtrain.
Yeah.
Okay.
You overtrain. When you're training, even a regular person, right? Like
Right.
even a regular civilian, if you're training, right? You know, you hit a peak. You know, let's say you're in a good 6-week program. You may be at your best on your 4th week, but you keep pushing, and then when it comes to fight night, you had your best in the 5th week. You know what I mean? So
Oh, okay, I got you.
sometimes there is such a thing as overtraining, as not making weight the proper way. So I think there's a lot of factors, you know. As far as the gas tank, I mean, Peter has, I mean, okay, other than the Conor Ben fight, he hasn't had a real fight. You know, I mean,
Yeah.
so this is like his second real fight, let's say. He upset somebody a couple of years ago. I forgot the guy's name in Vegas. He was supposed to lose. They brought him in, and he won. Then
Right.
he went into that tournament, that whatever that team boxing stuff.
Yeah.
You know, he's not
Yeah.
a great.
Yeah.
But that's
Combat
hard to
league.
look at. Their combat league, right? So you know, then he fought Ben after not fighting after a long period of time. That's not an easy thing. And quiet as kept, that combat league paid
Yeah.
really good. That's the reason he took that. I mean, combat league paid good, you know. So I was surprised when he told me the numbers he got. So, you know, let's see. This is the first time I work with him. The one thing he has an advantage over Hackett, he's a legitimate grown-up. Man's strength means something in life, and watch out for that. You know, I'm gonna leave it at that. And you know, we're gonna try our best to upset the apple cart, like they say. You know,
Well, let me ask you this, John. Like, Shock, let me ask you this. How do you, as a trainer, be so? One thing I always notice, man, you speak with such clarity, and you always sound so optimistic. Where does that come from?
if you don't believe in yourself, who else is gonna believe in you? You know, I mean, shit, you better be your biggest fan.
Yes.
No, when I say that, what I'm saying is, it's like even believing in yourself, you don't necessarily seem like you dwell on the negative at all when it comes to stuff, when it comes to training. I think that's a great skill that you have.
I appreciate that. I mean, look, even if I take on a guy that's had an L, okay, it happened already. The good thing about it, you can only lose once. You know,
I got you.
that's it. You gotta move forward. You know,
Yeah.
gotta, like Nas said, always forward, never backward, right? So, I have faith in my guy. I don't believe in wasting my time.
Right.
And I think we're gonna have a good showing. You know, I think Pete knows what's at hand. You know, if he loses, then I mean, you know, he's in a different category altogether. But if he wins, you know, he's wow, okay.
Yeah.
You know, so that look, they at the end of the day, no matter what I do, you know, I can't jump in the ring for him, but I could do the best. I could do my job to get him ready. You know, and he'll be ready.
You know, to be fair, you know that kind of fight, I thought he looked good towards the end of the fight. Even though I know you said the gas tank, because his defense was pretty solid in that fight. He blocked a lot of punches. If you watch
I'm
the
about
fight,
to say
again,
Conor wasn't missing it a little bit.
Conor
Yeah, he
Conor
was-
looked
yeah.
like shit though, man. I
Yeah.
get what
Yeah.
you're saying. Conor looked like dog shit in that fight, and that's why. I
yeah,
said
but
that.
you got to understand also that
Yeah.
it was a short camp for Dobson as well.
Yeah, and you gotta give Dobson credit for him being able to avoid Conor Ben for a while, you know.
Yeah.
So
And
Yeah,
he landed some good shots on Ben.
yeah, I'm
that
about
I
to say he
thought
landed some good
he,
shots
you
too
know,
as well.
because he supposedly it was a short training camp. It was a short notice fight, and he
Yeah.
took it. You know, so
That's savage, you know what I mean?
yeah.
Hey, Sock, I want to ask you a question. We were speaking about this a little bit earlier, man. So when I hear you talk about boxing or training, I could just feel the excitement in you. Where does that love for boxing and training come from?
Love for boxing, wow. Love for boxing comes from probably I might have been about 6 years old. I mean, I grew up around boxing. My dad, a lifelong fan. You know, he trained himself. You know, I don't know if anyone's ever heard of Dick Tiger, but my dad trained in the gym that he fought at, and I just grew up around boxing. I love it. It's my favorite sport, and I've been lucky enough to be around fighters and working with them, and there's nothing like it. It's hard to explain. I'm just I'm a lucky fan. Put it this way. I've written about it. I've trained fighters. And I've just always been around it. It's just been a part of me. I cannot picture me without boxing. How's that?
And the reason I asked you that is because we were kind of speaking about how we're seeing a lot of the teaching and the secret, so to speak, of boxing. As my man Michael Irvin said it best, we losing recipes, man. We losing recipes, and I think we really are having a teaching problem because I feel like guys are not getting taught well coming up in the amateurs. They're
Yes.
not getting taught well in the pros, and what you get is a very inferior product. And I'm just saying, as a boxing fan, this is not sustainable. What we have going on, as you can tell, just like I can, this is a cesspool. And when you have that, I guess for me, just as a boxing fan, I'm nobody. It just kind of scares me to see us losing recipes, as Michael Irvin said this way. Does that worry you at all? Not seeing that knowledge transferring to the next generation of fighters?
Boxing has always thrived amongst people that were economically deprived, right? Like the best
Right.
boxers come from impoverished backgrounds, right? So you look at what's the fighters that have dominated the last 10 years, where they come from, right? Eastern Europe, the Ukraine, I mean, those countries that people grow up hard, you know, and that plays a factor, there's a reason that Mexican style of fight. No, people that fight because they need to fight, right? In Mexico is a very big country. It's a rich country, but at the same time, it's a poor country, right? Puerto Rico, same thing. Um, so there's a lot of factors. I mean, are there a lot of guys that know the sport of boxing? Yes, but are there a lot of guys that are faking the funk? Yes, so, but I think if you're around long enough and you're humble, you will learn. And if you surround yourself around right people, right, you never want to be if you're the smartest guy in the room, then you're in the wrong room, you know,
I
you
love it.
know,
That's a good saying. I like
you know
that.
what I mean? So, you, I mean, there's a lot of good coaches out there, and I mean, you take a guy like Joe Calzaghe's father who passed away, right? He knew nothing about boxing, right? But he learned boxing, and he wound up coaching an undefeated guy, um, Al Certo, who was he was a tailor in Long Island, and he
Yeah.
coached Buddy McGirt. You know that's another trainer we didn't mention, Buddy McGirt.
Yeah,
Yes. Yeah, he's
yeah, but
another good
yeah,
trainer. Yeah.
Who
that was goes back to my
he
point. You
who's
got
low
to
key
think.
scumbag, but that's another subject. But he knows his sport. You know,
Low key, hey, low key ain't the word from what I heard.
that's
Soccer's
a
being very
that's a
nice to
brave
himself.
man. I'll leave it at that. Um,
I think the thing that's so scary about it, Saka, is just that you seeing these guys putting on an inferior product, and the inactiveness as well as the lack of great training. Because now everybody wants to tell every fighter, sit on your punches. It's not for everybody to sit on their punches. There's a reason some people have to hit and get out the way. And I think, like when you seen the whole Devin Haney fight, it just lets you know how inferior the coaching is. Like, I think Ray Charles would have told Devin Haney, "Hey man, don't stand in front of Ryan Garcia." But you see what I mean? Where the
right.
coach's ego was so big that he had the nerve to say, "Hey, I'm gonna stand in front of a guy who I know can punch." And that's what I mean when I say that the coaching is just, in my opinion, is at an all-time low. It's some of the worst boxing coaching I've seen probably in 30 years. I
And
mean,
the irony, about 2 years ago, I gave Bill a lot of credit for putting his ego in his pocket when he brought in other guys. Like, when he had Ben Davison with him, it takes a lot, to take that step back. And then sometimes honest it is just as simple as dollars and cents. People try to shortchange people, and they say, fuck it. I got this far. We don't need them.
Yeah.
And boom, we pay for it. Joel Judah wasn't part of that camp. So.
And the sad thing, I got a chance to talk to Bernard Hackett, and he said something that I'll never forget. He said sometimes you got trainers who won't bring another trainer to help because they're intimidated that the fighter will think that trainer is better than them or know more than them. And I'm saying when you hear that, it's just so saddening. It's just sad because I remember Kenny Porter. I cannot remember the guy's name. Forgive me. The guy that used to train Lamont Peterson. You guys know what I'm talking about? Is it Barry Hunter? Did it used to train Lamont Peterson? You guys know?
I think it with Barry Hunter from DC.
Yeah, from DC. Tall black fellow with the glasses. Was his name Barry Hunter?
Yeah, that sounds pretty accurate, BVL. Barry Hunter.
But the thing was that Kenny Porter seen some things that he was doing wrong, and he brought Barry Hunter in there. And you seen Sean Porter later in his career learn the box, and he attributed a lot to Barry Hunter. And what I'm saying is, even now, coaches don't want to be collaborative because they feel like, oh, this guy will steal my shine.
Not even steal my shine, steal my fighter. Listen, in a sport full of masculinity, you'll never see a place. Maybe like what was it? A woman's sewing circle. Nobody talks more shit than a trainer about another trainer. Oh my God, I've been in gyms and you're like, what the fuck? Like, nigga, shut the fuck up. Like, like they talk about women gossiping. Trainers, oh my God, I've been, in front of people and they talk about guys like, like, oh, you know shit, or this guy's too old, and there's a lot of insecurities, and because a trainer, if you're not like an Emmanuel Stewart or Freddie Roach, some people think you're very replaceable, so there's that insecurity, and I get it.
And another thing I will ask you is when you see that with a lot of these fighters, and I'll bring this back to Devin Haney. I feel like what Bill has done, he used to have Ben Davis come in and write a game plan, right? That's a lot of people know that about Ben Davison. Ben Davison, to me, is one of the best collaborative coaches there is in boxing. He's good at having a team around him and creating a game plan with that team. I think it's funny how anytime Bill Haney feels like somebody taught his son something, he cuts him off and tries to put his son back on autopilot. And that never was more apparent than two fights ago when he told him when he was fighting Lomachenko and he said he knows what I'm doing. I think at that point there should have been a trainer change because I don't know if people understand that what Bill did to me was pretty egregious, Sock, and I don't know if you've seen this as well, but when you see a fighter getting hurt at that kind of level where you see he couldn't defend himself, the fact that fight even went on as long as it did, I think took a lot out of Devin Haney. And I think he took a lot of unnecessary punishment that if he would have had a responsible trainer, they would have stopped the fight just for the longevity of his career. You know what I mean? And I feel like Bill Haney failed his son in that aspect. And it's not
talking about stop the fight in the Lomachenko fight?
No, stopping the fight when he fought Ryan.
Yeah?
Yeah, when he fought Ryan. When you see him in the 8th and 9th round look so defenseless, if it was my fighter, I would have got up on the ropes and said,
nah.
That was a weird fight because, Devin really only took damage in like 4 rounds. But they were just huge rounds,
Yeah.
And so I do understand. Look, we won't know until the next time Devin steps in the ring, how much that night took out of him. I know that a lot of people are going to say it won't be hard for Devin to get a fight. I'll tell you that much.
Oh, for sure.
It won't be that hard. He's not going to be avoided. So only time will tell. But he took a beating. But credit to him, he did fight 12 rounds. He showed some heart, and I've always thought Devin had heart. Because even when he got buzzed by what's his name, the Venezuelan
Linares.
Huh?
Linares.
Linares, yes.
Yeah.
He showed heart. But there's a difference between getting buzzed by a young guy and an old guy. And the old guy, obviously, he didn't have that extra gear. And Ryan is a special talent. Say what you will about him, but only time will tell. I think they need to be careful with Devin, who they put him out in front against. I don't know what does he have any obligation? He has what? The WBC?
Maybe Sandor
Yeah, so-
Martinez
Yes,
is a man.
Yeah, that's the mandatory.
Salvador Martin.
That's
Yeah.
now
He's
now
paid him
Martin
off
is a
twice.
stinker. Now
Yeah,
Martin's the guy that's
Sandor
hard to look
Martin
against.
tricky. He tricky.
He's very tricky, and
But Ryan Garcia has special powers and special vitamins in that fight, so
well,
I don't care what nobody
I mean,
says.
that's a, you know what, man, that's a crock of shit for you to say that when they already
Whoa.
said that
Whoa.
the supplements
did.
he had were contaminated.
He
You know
failed
what?
a
Yeah, but
drug
BBO, who's
failed
saying
a
it?
drug test.
It's bullshit.
You don't
It's
understand
bullshit
about that.
because
He failed.
you can't. This. Let me ask you this:
He's going to be suspended.
you watch
He
that
failed.
fight. Let me say this. Let me say this. If you watch that fight, and Socrates, you tell me if I'm wrong. I'll let you tell me if I'm wrong. When you see what affected Devin, that had nothing to do with steroids. Those were
Yes, it
flaws that we've
does.
seen with Devin before.
Do you know
We've
what that
seen Devin
steroid does, BBO? I'll send you an article of what it does. It helps you with
I
stamina
know what
and
it
strength.
does. It's
Okay.
supposed to
So he had
help you hold
extra stamina
muscle
and
while you
extra
cut.
strength. And we all know that Ryan Garcia has known for having a not such a good gas tank. But all of a sudden, since he had something in his system, he got the best gas tank in the world. It helps you on your stamina and your muscle. I send it to you.
And this is the thing I'm saying. Okay, we talking about the Ostarine. Okay, you usually take
I don't even
Ostarine
want to
with
do this,
something
man. I
else
got
when you're
fatigue
trying
with
to cheat.
this.
No, but no, this is what I'm saying. And I'm moving on after this. No matter how it goes, you can talk about what Ryan did, but Devin has some flaws fundamentally that he needs
No
to
doubt.
address
yes,
No doubt.
if he's going to be the champion he wants to be, because a
No
lot
doubt.
of
But
those
I'm strictly
things,
talking about that fight. Ryan
no,
Garcia
I'm
has
going. I'm
special
off of
vitamins.
that. You're right. You using that stuff. I'm totally against.
And you hate
PEDs.
drug cheats.
I'm
And you
just
know it.
and I do. And I'll say this: no matter what, that's going to be handled. I'm just saying what we seen in the ring is, to me, an indictment against his coach, and it's an indictment against how boxing overall does not have enough teachers. There should have been somebody who could have called Bill Haney and said, "What the fuck were you doing? That was a horrible game plan."
I agree with you on that. I do want to see Devin. I do want to see Devin with another
I
trainer.
think with that fight though, there was such personal
No,
animosity.
go ahead. My bad. Go ahead.
There was such personal animosity between the two that like egos got involved, and it's like they were friends. They know each other since they were kids. There was a lot of stuff going on. So I mean Devin has to take some I don't know, credit. He's got to take some critique too, because at the end of the day, Devin's in the ring, so Devin has to be smart enough to know what he can do and what he can't do, but, that's why I had told Tom a while back, his ego got to be.
Yeah,
His
I
ego
agree with that.
I think, I think especially when the ego and and then the lead up, I think they fell for a trap that Ryan, the crazy Ryan, or because Ryan lead up to this fight did some very awkward and strange things, and I think that played a part in it as well. So, but I think it's the job of the trainer and the trainers and the camp to keep your guy focused and not pay attention to that and do that. And I think Bill should get critiqued as well, because listen, I like Haney, I like Bill as well. I like both. You're not going to hear me say anything bad, but when you're wrong, you're wrong. And I think Bill should take some blame, because they really thought they were going to knock out Ryan. But when the knockout didn't come, off of the first time he hurt Ryan, because he did hurt Ryan in that fight. There was a moment he hurt Ryan in the fight. and they saw
Ryan
that the
said it.
knockout wasn't going to come. They needed to change the game plan a little bit and just be more aware and alert. But I think they chased the knockout. I think that's what messed them up. So yeah, definitely Bill and Haney should take some blame for that and should get critique for that as well. And it's something to learn from. Now, whether or not, the Ryan with steroids, you guys heard me talk about this in the weeks past. I'm not going to talk about it again. But now, looking forward, what does Haney do? Not, as far as the team, I think he does need to bring in somebody else. I know they got this far with Bill, but Bill's always been good bringing them with other trainers and to other gyms. Maybe he needs to continue that and maybe take somebody else in or maybe bring Joel back again, and then let's see what the punch resistance is, right, going forward, because he took damage. What happens when he gets hit with a left hook again or he gets hit solid again? Will he be able to withstand that? You know what I'm saying? Me personally, I'm not a fighter. I'm not a trainer. Mm-hmm. But me watching boxing for 30 plus years, I think Haney shouldn't fight for the rest of this year and then maybe fight the beginning of next year. Take the break. He's made good money. He's still the champ, right, at 140. He's the WBC champ. And then let's see what happens.
I get right back to it.
To bring somebody else on and train his son. It's not much.
At what weight? At what weight? Because
I say he goes to 47. I don't think
he goes to 47. I mean,
it's some food up there for him. Yeah, he can beat some of them guys. Like I said, he got to. I would go weak. Now.
47 has gotten weak though.
Right, overnight. Facts. That's why I said he can beat some guys.
Overnight. But I mean, there's also an indictment on Devin. How you can't make 140 if you were 135 last week? You know what I mean? Like when he fought Lomachenko 2 years ago, or less than 2 years ago.
Last year.
Yeah, come on. There's some accountability on the fighter. You can't make one. You couldn't make 35 last year. Now you can all of a sudden you can't make 140. You gotta go back to the drawing board. He needs to stay at 140 for a while. I mean, come on,
Thomas. I'm gonna drop off. I appreciate you letting me come on your channel and cook, and it's always love on the BVO side. So I just want to say shout out to all of y'all brothers, man. I'm gonna be listening, but I'm toast right now, man.
I got you. I'm about to end it soon too, but I appreciate you, Prize. Anytime. Man,
I appreciate you, Thomas, man.
Yeah,
for sure.
We got good conversations. No BVO, doubt. We always mess with BVO, but BVO's a good guy. And
absolutely, that's my brother, and I appreciate him. He pulled me into this. He's the reason why I'm even up here on your channel, because I didn't want to do this. He kept hitting me, and I'm like, all right, I'm going. So here I am. But I appreciate you, brother, man. Y'all brothers have a good one. I'll check y'all for the fights tomorrow. I'm sure we'll interact tomorrow. Hey, because this fight's going down.
Absolutely.
All right, man. Peace.
By the way, breaking news, guys. The Yankees won again. They beat the Giants 6-2. Aaron Judge.
Yeah, they beat my team.
Runs today. So I think BVO is a Giants fan. So that's awesome. So we beat the Giants 6-2. Aaron Judge, 2 home runs.
I gotta say this.
Sock hates the Yankees. Tommy. What's up?
Hey, Sock and Tommy, you guys gotta get back.
What Hall of Fame pitcher did he hit it against?
Come on, Sock.
No, I'm saying it's a serious question.
You play the games. You play the games on your schedule. You play the teams on your schedule. That's it. Come on, Sock. You know that better than anybody. You're a Yankee hater. Oh my God.
Who's your team, Sock? The Mets?
Hell no. I'm a Red Sox fan.
A Red Sox. Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm. See, that's why it's the rival.
Oh, okay, that makes sense. But I just gotta say,
Indians man, fan. I ain't not a Guardians fan.
You got to remember when I was a kid, Barry Bonds was a big deal. So I was a Pirates fan, and then when he went to San Francisco, I just stayed with them.
Okay.
So I was a huge Barry Bonds fan. That was my first bat as in T-ball all the way up to Little League. Barry Bonds was my guy. I remember wearing a 25 young, man, trying to hit the ball like Barry Bonds. I just happened to grow to 6'5", 240, and I said, let me get on the football field.
Did you used to choke up on the bat?
No, actually the one other thing, you're a goofball. But actually, the funny thing about it was, I probably would have been a very, very good first baseman. I just really, was told, and I don't think this is the truth, that I was too tall for the position. This is back in the early 2000s, so they didn't have like 6'3", 6'4"
Like Frank,
first baseman like they do now.
you been like the Big Hurt.
Say it again.
You've been like Frank Thomas.
Yeah, but this is, you know how little league coaches can be, man. They get stuck in their little system, and they don't necessarily, if they see you got something else, they try to move you to a different sport. I don't know if they do that as much now, but they used to do that a lot. They used to try to say, no, he's a football player, or no, he's a basketball player. But I love you guys' show, man. I hope you guys do more shows, man, because my dude plays you guys at his bodega all the time, and he gets a kick out of watching you guys' old shows. So you guys got to get back to it, man. You guys got a great show. You got Puerto Rican Tommy. You got my African brother, man. Socrates,
Hit
man.
me up
So
when
keep
you're in
doing
New
what you're
York.
doing, man. Love the show.
Hit me up.
Oh,
when you're
I
in New
definitely
York.
will, because that
Stop fronting.
yeah, I definitely will, because that spot I was telling you, man, that he was on there earlier. This dude, Job, man, I think he got something special, man. I really do. I actually want to put some
I
money
wanted to
behind
talk.
him.
I want to
really
ask him
see
some
something.
questions too. Yeah, Ja, he was on the panel, Sock. He fights. I think he trains in Brooklyn, right?
Okay.
Yeah, he's from East New York.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's from East New York. He's about 6 foot tall, probably about naturally around the 170 pounds. So he'll be a natural middleweight. He fights right now at 154, but I think he could be something special, man.
BVO, tell him
Go
to go to the fight Saturday and meet us at the fight. We're gonna be there Saturday.
Oh shoot! I'll do
there.
that. I forgot about that.
We're gonna be there. I got credentials. Sokka's got credentials because he works with Ofacio, so he's got a fighter on the card. So yeah, man, tell him to meet us at the fight.
Yeah, when you see him, Sock, the thing that was so funny is, you know how you see a guy and you're like, wow, you're taller than I thought you'd be. So that was one thing I said when I seen him. With this guy, pretty vascular. I would say very similar to a Jamal Charlo as far as body wise.
Okay.
Jamal Charlo, exactly. Jamal Charlo type of guy, and I definitely want him to get looked at by a guy like you, man, because I definitely see something in him special.
How old is he?
I really do. He's 20.
He's 20. Okay.
He's 20. He's in that. He's been fighting in that. What's that stuff they call in New York? What's that tournament that they got out there?
Golden Gloves.
The Ringmasters.
I can't think of the name.
Ringmasters.
The Ringmasters. Yes.
Yeah.
Ringmasters. So he's been in the Ringmasters and done really well. Just a talented kid. I just think I would just say for me, I would need somebody to help him with his strength and conditioning, because he doesn't know how to train, if that makes any sense. He's kind of doing a lot of stuff just off natural skill. You know what I mean? And I think, and that's why I was saying, just the tutelage of having somebody like a guy like you with your kind of experience can maybe just give him a different way to look at something. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
But I can go on and on when I'm talking about boxing, man. So don't have me hold you up if you guys up. I know Tommy got to get to bed before he gets slapped by his wife. So go ahead and get to bed, Doug Heffernan. We'll get back.
I'm definitely gonna clip what you said.
Man.
I'm gonna clip what you said about my shape up today. That definitely gonna put that as a short. That was funny. Oh, he
about who?
No, I'm gonna put what you said about my shape up. I'm gonna put what you said about my shape up as a short.
I didn't hear you.
I said I'm gonna put what you said about my shape up, my haircut, as a short.
Oh yeah. And you didn't get to see it, Stock, did you? Did you see that? That Tommy got that new Fat Joe line kid in his beard. That new beard kid that Fat Joe came out with. You see it?
He putting that Crayola.
That's why he laughing like that.
Yeah. Well, I go to his people.
Yeah,
I go to Dominican barber, so that's what they do.
Well, I go to a Puerto Rican barber.
Hey.
Oh, you go to Javier in the Castle Hill. See, look at the Fat Joe. Right?
The Puerto Rican barber.
Okay.
They always they take so long. They take so
but
long.
Javier, I've never been there, but I've heard like he's one of the best. He's probably the best in the Bronx. but I've never been. I know a few people that go there.
He's the man.
He's actually trained. He
Yeah.
actually taught Mario that we know. So,
Oh, he
but
did.
Mario don't cut hair no more. But Mario learned from Javier too. So,
Go.
yeah.
Yeah, Sock. I asked to get my hair cut with Tommy. He said no. He don't take no blacks. That's what he told
No,
me.
I didn't-
he said it.
I didn't say that.
No morenos. It's different.
No Negros. No Negros. That's what
Moreno.
No
You don't
Negros.
say negro.
No Negros.
No moreno. Moreno.
They say Moreno,
Hey,
man.
but bless you, man.
Yeah, we don't say
What you
negro.
call me that one day, Blanco? Did you call me Blanco that one day, Tommy?
No, I didn't.
Was it Blanco or
Blanco?
something you said?
Moreno. We say
something black,
Moreno,
you know.
man.
Moreno.
Yeah. Or in Tommy's term, he says nigga too. So, but love you guys, man. I'll get with you next time. Great show, man.
All right, bro. Take it easy. Yo, look who just came in.
Kick in the door, wave in the 4-4.
Pedro. What's going on, Pedro? Pedro used to cut hair. Pedro used to cut hair number 4 in Cali as a student.
That's right. Pedro's uncle owned a barbershop.
Oh, okay.
And
I see it now. He just wrote it.
There you
Huh?
go. Barber college.
Okay.
One of his customers was the legendary Pat Patterson.
Oh, the IC champ, the first IC
That's
champ.
right. The very first IC champ. And Vince's
Ah.
right-hand man.
Pedro, when are you coming to New York? Is he coming to New York soon, right?
He blamed it on me. I gotta.
Oh, so he's not. He's not coming.
No.
Oh, I thought it was coming.
We're gonna get him in New York soon.
Okay. You know, you got to meet the agent. Oh, this summer. All right. Yeah, so you can meet the agent. The agent's dying to meet you, and so she can embarrass me. But yeah, man, I don't got anything else. It was a good show today. Sock came in perfect. Started speaking about the trainers. I think I'm gonna take that and I'm gonna clip that and put that into like a short video and put it. I thought that was really good and spot on when you came in. That was really good.
Thank you.
Kicking the knowledge. I thought that was a, you know, you came in perfect timing. You know, even though you was late, you was on time. You know, so salute to you. I wanted to talk a little bit of basketball, but I'll save that for my man A1. Maybe he'll go on. Maybe we'll, you know, get you up in there because you're a Celtics fan. He does basketball, but I mentioned, you know,
start on
finals are
Thursday.
set. Yep, interesting. I think it's going to be good. I think it's going to good. I think we're going to get a 7-game series. I think we're going to get a good finals.
Man, I don't know if my blood pressure can handle a 7-game series.
Well, you know me as the Boston hater that I am. As long as Dallas wins, I'm happy.
Well, I can't blame you, sir. You know, just go to bed. I'm scared of him.
My agent.
Rest in peace, Bill Walton.
Yeah,
man.
Bill Walton was a legendary personality, right? Not just a basketball, as the personality.
Forget it. Well, I mean,
great storyteller.
Yes, I mean, just you know, it's the guy. It's amazing because I mean, he was working up until last year. You know, I had no idea he was sick.
Yeah.
You know? Yep.
Yeah.
And then Pedro would appreciate Bill Walton.
Yeah.
Great guy. You know,
that 30 for 30 they did was really good.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna go back and watch it.
Yeah, that was really good. He said, "Smoke more weed than me." Yeah.
What do you mean, Pedro?
What do you mean? Just give the ball to Shaquille.
Yeah.
Throw it down, big fella. Yeah, Bill Walton was great.
Yeah, man, for sure. A legend.
A legend personality. Could have been, I mean, he had a great NBA career. I mean, he had a good NBA career. Could have been great. The injuries kind of held him back from being great. He was on a great Trailblazer team.
Yeah, I mean, being great. I mean, look, he did the most with what he, you know, in a short period of time.
Yeah.
You know, he won an MVP, won an NBA title, 6-man. You know, he was, I mean, shit. he was a
He
legend.
won more. He won more than one, right? He won with the Celtics too, right?
Right, 2 rings. Yeah,
Yeah,
He won-
yeah.
And the year after he won with Portland, they were a 50-win team, and he got hurt.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think they swept, I think they swept the Sixers. In the Sixer team that had Dr. J, Daryl Dawkins, World Be Free, I mean, and his competition. I mean, he played against Willis Reed. He played against Daryl Dawkins, Kareem. I mean, he played in the Artist Gilmore. He played in the era of the big man. And his numbers were. I mean, people, any idiot could say, "Oh, he only scored 6,000 points." Bill, a prime Bill Walton was, 29 and 16.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and probably the greatest passing center of all time. I think the closest guy was probably like Sabonis, Vlade Divac.
Don't tell that to Brad Daugherty. Wasn't Brad Daugherty like
Brad Daugherty was a very good passing big man.
Didn't he claim to be like the best passing center at one point?
Yeah, Jokic. I mean that's what Bill Walton was.
Mm-hmm.
And he played defense. Jokic doesn't play defense.
Yeah.
So
yeah, definitely. And I mean, I don't want to say icon, but he's close to it.
No.
Just because of the announcing and the stories, and
second greatest college player of all time. Number 1 is Kareem. Number 2 is Bill Walton.
Yeah.
He had an NBA. He had a NCAA championship game against Memphis State Memphis. He shot 20 of 21 or 21 of 22. I
think that was the championship game. Was it not? Yeah.
He shot 40.
Yeah.
Did say no to Diddy. OMG.
Pedro's off the hook. But one thing that we know what Bill would always mention is that they let Coach Wooden down against Notre Dame.
Yes.
That game, when you look back at that game, like they did let him down, because it's not that Notre Dame won the game. They lost that game. There was like 3 or 4 turnovers in the last 2 minutes or something like that. Right? Because I thought they were up like 7 or 8.
Yeah.
But that's it. Hopefully, next Friday I'm going to the Yankee game, so I don't know if we're gonna be live next Friday unless I make it back, or maybe we can set something up where you start it and then we'll finish it. We got the press conference Thursday. We got the weigh-in Friday, and then the fight next Saturday. So then Yankees Dodgers next Friday. I'll be there. That's a big game because it's Yankees Dodgers, right?
That's a classic matchup at the stadium next Friday.
I got tickets to that game.
Really?
So I'll be there. Yeah.
Thanks for the invite. Salute to you.
Hey, play your cards right. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens. So let's see. We'll see what's up as we go on this week. I would like to get Ofacio on if you could make that happen sometime. Maybe 20 minutes. We could do a short interview and just put something up before the fight. We'll see what happens. I would like to do a baseball show, just strictly talk baseball. Baseball's been good. We've been, it's been good this year. We could talk a little fantasy. We're both doing fantasy baseball. Give our tips. See, who the young guys out there, the young bucks. I've been talking. I've done a few videos on Skeens of the Pirates. Very high on him. So maybe Sock, if you're willing, we could do that. Maybe we get Los. Maybe we can introduce the audience to our guy Los. He knows a lot about baseball. Unfortunately, he's a Mets fan. So he's not a happy Mets fan, as you know. But I think Los would be good. I will bring in Brett. Brett knows everything, so we bring Brett too. So maybe we do something. I would like to do something this week. at night. Maybe we could do something like 8:30, 9 o'clock or something. We could do a half-hour baseball show.
The Yankees already have 40 wins, along with the Phillies. What?
Yeah, the Phillies. The Phillies.
Six and
The
a half.
surprise to me is the surprise this year to me is the Guardians.
Yeah, the Guardians and the Royals.
But the Guardians, they lost pitcher.
The
They
Guardians.
lost Shane Bieber for the.
I can't.
You know what I'm saying?
Sir.
Like they lost. I said the Guardians. They lost their best. They lost their best pitcher.
Can
you hear me?
He's done for the year. Yes.
Bieber. Yeah, Bieber's done for the year. So I mean, I like the kid. They got the guy they got. Nail has been playing well at first. Ramirez is showing that he's the top player in the league. What's the guy's name? Jimenez has played well.
Quan
has played well. I think he got hurt though, but he was playing well. I keep calling the Indians, but the Guardians has been solid. The Royals got a good young team. They got that pitcher Cole Ragans. He's been pretty good. We got.
Now Ramirez.
I mean, it's been interesting.
Start. Wow, 16.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Ramirez is showing that he's like a top player. Seattle's played well.
Now look at their batting average. Wow, they've got this guy's batting. The catcher batting 352. The Naylor batting 235. Quan 365. I mean, Jimenez, nice bounce back. He was an all-star, I think, 2 years ago.
2 years ago, yeah.
Yeah. Good team. I mean, it's that division though has sucked for a long time.
Yeah.
I mean the Twins.
But they got 3 games. They got 3 teams over 500, and Detroit is like floating. Detroit's got a good young team too. They got a couple young good pitchers on the team. The White Sox are just terrible.
Yeah, they are bad.
And in the West is kind of bad.
The Astros are in 4th place, on 3rd place right now.
Yeah.
The defending champs Rangers are in 2nd place, down back by 4. They're 20. So the only team over 500 is the Mariners.
The Mariners.
So everyone will get fat off of Oakland and the Angels. I'm still not going to count out the Astros. They're 6.5 out, as bad as they've played.
You can't count. Played up to their potential yet.
And now, if
the guy Carter, Evan, what is it? Evan Carter? He has not played. What everybody thought he was going to be.
When is DeGrom coming back?
It's a good question. I want to say he's coming back after. I want to say either late July or early August. I think he got some.
Now, if DeGrom comes back,
same as Kershaw, I think. Yeah, that would.
I mean,
he's pitching well, right?
Adding if Texas could get to 500 or stay within striking distance, and they get DeGrom back, I mean, you cannot count them out, especially with that lineup: Garcia, Simeon, the shortstop, the ex-Dodger, what's his name?
I know you're talking about Simeon.
His brother plays for Seattle. Seager.
You talking about not
Seager?
Oh, Seager. Yeah, Seager. Okay. Seager.
Yeah, I mean, a lot of baseball left. I mean, the Yankees though look unbelievable.
Yeah,
by far the best team in baseball.
His Jung got hurt. Josh Jung, he got hurt, right? He was doing well for them last year.
That's the Rangers.
Yeah. Tavares was playing a little bit better. Tavares was a good prospect years ago. He's played a little bit better. Then they got Garcia. Garcia's okay. I don't think he's played up to potential. guy. Who's the other guy? Evan Carter. So they haven't really panned out. Remember last year you had guys like Josh Jung and the catcher come out of nowhere and have good years for Texas.
Right.
Jonah, he had a solid year for Texas. Those are two guys that played well. I mean, besides Semien, you know, but Josh Jung and I were the two guys that I kind of, you know, that were big impacts who were just on the team. I don't know if those were their rookie years or what, but those two guys played well. Man, but Texas will still be in it, especially in that division. The Mariners, I like the Mariners rotation. You know, they're just not as consistent.
In their bullpen,
they have a good. Yeah,
they have a very good.
They're starting. Their starting five is not bad.
Yeah.
Trump. You know, Pedro's happy. Trump guilty of 34 felons. Now, good night. That was for Sock, right? Because we know Sock is a Trump guy.
Stop it. I'm not.
But yeah, I think it's time to say good night anyway. So, but yeah, there's something we could talk about behind the scenes.
Cornell West.
What's up?
I'm rolling with my man Cornell West. Dr. Cornell West is my guy. Yeah, Seattle. I mean, they're in first place. I think Seattle's going to win that division.
Yeah, but I wouldn't count the Rangers out though.
No. Yeah, I think that's going to be good, and the Astros will be better. Yeah, I'm not gonna shit on the Astros. I still 6.5 out. I mean, we're talking about. I mean, we're just hitting June. There's a lot of baseball left. You know.
All you got to do is get in the wild card and be hot at the right time. So.
Right, and now the one thing. Right, especially with the extended wild card. Now, if they are out of it, a guy like Alex Bregman was a free agent. He just hit 30. Does he get traded? I'm looking at Yordan Alvarez, 9 homers, 22 RBIs. Okay, he's doing about right. Kyle Tucker, 18 and 39. Wow,
he's having a monster year. He might be.
Yeah.
I mean, besides because Judge has been on fire too. So those two guys have been.
Altuve's playing well, 9 and 2 and 20.
But Tucker, I believe Tucker. I mean, because Ohtani's having, I believe, was first sick, and now Judge. I think Judge just hit his 20th. So, because Judge hit 2 today. Gunnar Henderson has like 18 or something like that. So they all had 18 today.
Okay.
So Henderson, Judge, and Tucker all had 18 home runs to lead baseball. But Judge should be the leader now unless Tucker or Gunnar hit home runs today. That's crazy.
Does anyone hit 50 home runs this year?
That's a good question. It's possible. I mean, right now, like I said, I was saying Gunnar has 18. Right now, we're going to start June tomorrow, and Judge has 20. So that's 30 in the next July? 3 months. It's possible.
I mean,
I'll say yes.
We've already played 59 games, so we have 100 games left. Over 102 games left, right? No, 103.
Yeah, give or take. Yeah.
I mean, barring injuries,
I say yes.
I mean, you made 55. I don't think Gunnar Henderson hits 50, but Judge is definitely in the ballpark of hitting 50, and I guess Tucker. If I was to guess, how many does Ohtani have?
Ohtani has only 14. So Ohtani has like 14 home runs, 38 guys. Okay. I mean, he's just all around. 13 stolen bases, 73 hits. He's hitting 330. Ohtani's having a sick year. right? When you
Yeah.
talk about batting average and everything, he leads an average by far. Maybe Soto's the second, Soto Ozuna, but nobody thinks Ozuna is really going to do this all year. But
Well,
Soto's hitting 312.
He's a very good hitter. I mean, he's been a good hitter for a long time.
He's always been a good power hitter, but he's never really been a 300 hitter.
He might be approaching free agency because so when guys are chasing paper, they get really good.
Yeah, of course, yeah. Just like Soto. Soto, this is his contract year, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every hit, the contract to bring. Juan Soto is really looking crazy.
Well, I'll give you a
311.
This is for tonight's game. This is before tonight's games. He's hitting 312, 15 home runs, 49 RBIs.
And 991.
I mean, that's 99. Yeah, that's pretty sick.
The Judge is at.
He's got more RBIs. But I think he had 3 or 4 home runs plus the 2 home runs. But he's hitting 273, which is good, right? For a power hitter, you want them to be at a real good power hitter. 280 is pretty good, right?
Mm-hmm.
But Ohtani, this fucking guy, he can steal bases for you. He scores runs, and his batting average is 330. You know who's having a good year too?
Who?
Who's your guy?
Who? I'm sorry? You're breaking up on me.
Oh man, that's my internet messing up. I said your guy is having a good year. You're one of your favorite players.
Bryce Harper?
Yep.
That's my guy, yeah. Bryce Harper.
13 home runs, 42 RBI.
Yeah, I mean, he's been a good player for a long time.
Yeah.
And
889 on base.
Yeah, I mean, and he's on the first place team. I mean,
one of the better players lineup.
Bryce has 319 home runs.
Trey Turner.
He'll probably be at 400 maybe a year from now.
It's possible.
It's possible. He's looking at 500 in about 4 years. Yeah. About 4 years.
Jose Ramirez.
I wish my guy Devers had a little protection. He's not having a great year, but he's having a good year. 10 homers, 26 RBIs, 901 OPS.
You heard what I said? Jose Ramirez, he leads in RBIs. He's got 56.
He's having a sick year.
Yeah.
But a lot of baseball left to play. But Cleveland rocks right now.
It's crazy.
They're in an easy division, and that ballpark is really good for left-handed hitting. So I think he's gonna be okay.
Baum is having a good year for the Phillies too. That's another guy. He's 47 RBIs, 5 home runs. Yep, hitting 308. So I'm telling you, it's an interesting season.
A lot. Pitching has dominated a lot, I think. My guy, the Yankees pitcher, Gil has had a great season
so far.
My guy for the Sox, Houck.
Yeah, he's been phenomenal.
Yeah, he's turning into. I mean, he's 5-5, but his ERA is 1.85. He's I would be shocked if he's not an all-star at this point. You know, and he's giving length. You know, pause.
Yeah.
And
you know, it's the shocker, the two shockers this year, Seth Lugo and
oh yeah, he right now he's a front runner for the Cy Young.
both those guys. And your guy, oh man, I know you're not ready to hear this.
Who?
You know, he's having a phenomenal year, right? Also,
Who?
Chris Sale.
Well, I knew he was. As soon as he left, I knew he was going to be great.
Oh my God! And a team that lost their best pitcher too. Yeah, I mean, 8-1. You know, 2.12 ERA.
Yeah, and he's a guy that came in, you know, as kind of like the third starter for them.
Yeah,
and obviously he's been an ace throughout his career. So yeah, he's doing great. The guy we traded for him, Grisham, I'm not really impressed. I think he's a AAA player at best right now. You know, but yeah, Chris Sale's good. I mean, he just can't stay healthy.
Yeah.
But yeah. It's going to be an interesting summer.
Yeah. But I guess it's time to say goodbye. But we'll talk behind the scenes. Appreciate everybody that came through today. You know, for those that donated and sent the super chats, appreciate you guys. A1 and Eric Jordan, appreciate you guys. And everybody that came through, everybody that was on the panel. It was a good show today. We spoke, you know, had some good conversations about the fights. We just gave you some baseball talk. So, you know, we'll try to do more content. I know it's been a couple weeks, but, you know, definitely appreciate people stopping by, watching the replay as well. So, you know, Sock, if you don't got anything else, we'll call it a night. Can you not? Did you not hear me that whole time? I'm having a problem with the audio, I guess. Can you hear me? Sock, you're on mute. Sock, you're on mute. You're on mute. You're on mute. Okay. All right. All right. Well, that's it for us, guys. We'll catch you guys on the next one. Hopefully, maybe we'll do something on Sunday. Take care, everybody. Have a good night. Peace.